So anyway, they were looking at the rash, and they said all they got to do is put this cream there, and it should take care of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, at least it doesn't have to be removed.
No, that's really good.
Yeah,
Hey, y'all! Welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Would you turn your music down on this delay, pal?
Hold on. I love this song.
Oh, I bet you do.
I rock
it's not like they haven't
been
listening to it for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of December 10th, 2023. I am the Game, Caleb Black.
Yeah, you are.
Along with the bad guy, Luke the Big Dog Williams, our in-studio producer, the Heartbreak Kid, Maximilian Furious, and our in-studio editor, the ninth wonder of the world, Big Bad John, along with our in-studio correspondent, Sweet Tea, a.k.a. the 1-2-3 Kid, because I couldn't think of Sean Waltman's. Mr. Ass? Would you be Mr. Ass?
Mama
would
Ass?
be Mr. Ass.
Why
Mommy
wasn't
Ass?
Johnny Mr. Ass, and why wasn't I ninth wonder of the world?
Yeah, switch it.
All right, welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown. The week of December. No, I'm not doing it all again. What's up, y'all? Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Something
fine.
cool actually did happen.
What happened, Luke?
Well, I'm not going to put it out in front of everybody how cool it happened.
Well,
we were just talking about it before we went.
Stop. Don't. Stop fucking with me right now.
It's just got to be removed.
Well, let's be gracious about that. That's not what I thought you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
About the other thing.
About that other
We
thing.
can't talk about that other thing
Well,
yet.
we could.
No, we can't.
We could, though.
Hey, y'all. I'm going to let y'all in on game. Stay tuned for the future for some really, really cool stuff. Because it's real fucking cool.
Yeah, it is.
But we can't tell you about it yet. Max!
Caleb!
How's your Sunday, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Oh, good.
Fantastic. Yeah.
How was your week?
It was interesting.
Hold on, let me get my drink. This is usually pretty good.
All right, what happened this week, Max?
I went on a search for something called the Archimedes dial.
The Archimedes dial, really?
Yeah. You ever heard of it?
I have heard of it, actually. 3 pieces make a time machine.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Right. Like me and the ostrich.
I thought it was a bar
It's
of
a legend.
soap. That's my bad. Dial. That's my You know what, fellas? That's my bad.
That's all me. Okay, but also, Dial is leaving a ton of money at the box office by not partnering with Harrison Ford.
Yes.
Making the
100%.
Archimedes Dial soap.
That's actually a completely different movie.
It is. Yeah. It's true. Yeah. Big Bad John, your Sunday, sir?
My Sunday's going well.
Good.
Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. Why was that so unsettling? That he responded and responded again.
Hey, here's the deal. When he does it, he makes sure he does it.
Normally I get like 3 words and then nothing. Him thanking me makes me feel like I'm gonna get murdered. I don't like it.
Hey, it's early.
Wasn't a shoelace.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Sweet Tea, how's your Sunday?
Depends on how many likes we get.
It's a Sunday.
It is. Hey, y'all, don't forget to like the stream, please. That helps us out a ton if you're tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in with us this Sunday night. We got wrestling to talk about. Also,
Yes, we do.
it's worth noting that none of us have a fucking clue how NXT works, but we're going to get into that here very shortly.
Yeah.
Big Bad John, you were asked a question in the chat. Did you have a good birthday?
Yes, it was good.
Good. How old are you now? 33, 34?
36.
36. You don't look a day over 35.
Attaboy.
You know what?
I'm proud of you.
Oh,
I'm proud.
appreciate that, Dad.
Welcome, son.
Don't ever.
At one point, it could have been. I'm just saying. My eyes didn't get this bad because I wasn't with your mom. I had to get the specs so I could see all the nooks and crannies.
I hate it here. I don't want to play anymore. All right, Big Bad John. Let's go with the number 1 story of whatever the show is that we're doing now.
It's called Pro Wrestling Throwdown.
It is. Hey! That's some SmackDown stuff going on.
That's a whole bunch of SmackDown.
It is. Luke, why don't you tell the people about it?
Well, there was a United States number 1 contendership title tournament going on.
There was.
Where Santos Escobar defeated Dragon Lee.
Upset.
Fuck Dragon Lee.
Wow.
Also was their tribute to the Troop Show, but as you can see from the bracket, Santos will take on the winner of Bobby Lashley and Karrion Kross.
Which we will find out in that broadcast will
Yes.
be Bobby Lashley.
The other side, we have Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory.
Yes.
And then Grayson Waller
Chuck.
will take on an NXT superstar mystery.
We have a new face here. Chuck G says, "What's everyone? How's it going?" Thanks for joining us, Chuck. Everything's great. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Thank you for the patronage. Be sure to like the stream. Yes. So Bobby Lashley also defeated his opponent in Karrion Kross.
Yep.
Great match. Well, not a great match, actually. A relatively filler match, one would think. The Dragon Lee and Santos match was fantastic. Chuck Gaskins. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Okay, so I'm going to put you on game real quick. Chuck, hello, Dad. Well, Dad, you should stay tuned for this because this story involves you. So Chuck Gaskins was an indie wrestler that I met when I was 18 years old. I wrestled him and Rob Justice in a tag match with Dante Embers, my tag team partner. We had a little business between the wrestling promotion that he worked at and our home promotion at the time was oh shit, Swag. Thank you. We met at Swag and found out that Chuck and I are related.
Oh, right on.
Through a series of triplets. So, Dad, you're tuning in with another professional wrestler in the family as well. Chuck, thank you so much for tuning in, brother. We appreciate it. Love you, man. Have to catch up with you soon. So, anyway, we're talking about the WWE United States Tournament for the number one contendership, the U.S. title. Right now, our winners going in are Bobby Lashley and Santos Escobar.
Yes. Max, with the full hit down of what happened on SmackDown, give us the results.
Lay it on us, Big Daddy.
All right. We opened up with Escobar and Dragon Lee.
Yep.
Dominic was at ringside, of course.
He was. It's true. Thank you.
Yeah. We had Nick Aldis, Randy Orton. Randy had to pay his fine.
Oh, man.
$50,000, so he hands Nick Aldis a check for $100,000. Nick Aldis says, well, it was only $50,000. He says,
that's for next time.
Yeah.
Love
Great.
Randy Orton.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah, wasn't like a whole lot going on. Cody Rhodes come out with a drill team.
Yes, yes. Great performance by them. And obviously, who else are you going to put out there to introduce with the troops?
Right.
Given the current landscape, than Cody Rhodes.
Carrying across.
Just for a little background, if you didn't watch SmackDown, Bobby Lashley, not only former 3-time WWE champion, former WWE United States champion, but also former Army drill sergeant and former 2-time U.S. Army National Wrestling Team champion. So he gets a come home pop, and they use Bobby a lot in these tribute for the troop shows.
They really do.
Obviously, because he connects with the audience on a very deep personal level.
Yes.
Great showing as well. Tremendous amount of respect. He comes out, he salutes the crowd the appropriate way in military fashion, not like a general salute. Trust me, there are differences. And Bobby Lashley puts on a good showing in a relatively subpar match, in my opinion.
Well, we all knew Bobby Lashley was going over, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, no one... Karrion Kross is stuck in that weird spot where they're still trying to figure out what to do with him. But Bobby Lashley going after the U.S. title, obviously, even just if he only wins for the night, what a great way to get him over with the U.S. Army crowd at the military base.
Which is what specifically that show was for.
Yeah, and competing for the U.S. Army title. For the U.S. title, sorry.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, 4-time All-American, too.
Yeah, yeah. Genuinely an American hero, and you think with his size, I was telling Max about this on the drive over, it still blows my mind that he's 100% vegan.
Yeah.
So it's all plant protein in the gym, no steroids. The guy is that massive because he just eats fucking broccoli and trains.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him to be my DI either.
Yeah, no, not a fan. No, thank you.
No drill instructor Bobby Lashley for me. I'm sorry.
I would not appreciate that.
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go ahead and go into the what we got here left here, my man.
What else happened on SmackDown?
Well, then halfway through the show, CM Punk comes out.
He does.
And he says, he's talking about how everybody was tired of him being this nice guy, and they wanted to be CM Punk. And he says, well, okay, it's only halfway through the show. They're not going to cut me off. And he goes on, I'm going to let Caleb.
So there was a ton of criticism. We talked about it last week about how Punk's return promo on Raw was considered very PG. And basically his return promo comes out, tells everybody, hey, I'm happy to be home. I'm here to make friends, not money, that whole byline. This time, he addresses that. He even says, everybody was unhappy with what they got, so let me give them that extra thing about me.
Everybody was happy to see me come back.
Except that one guy. But that comes later, because he talks about how a friend of his welcomed him home, Cody Rhodes. He put Roman Reigns on blast, talking about a guy who is a guy who's never here. Let's talk about him. Don't forget who the original Paul Heyman guy is.
Yeah.
Brushes it off. Brings up Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is a little prickly that I'm back, but that's just because we're so alike, and you really can't be hitting people backstage in 2023. That's just not cool to do. Now, here's one point I want to make about that. He was referencing two separate instances, obviously.
Yes.
He was referencing the backstage fights that he'd been involved in AEW.
He was clearly not talking about that.
Right, not at all. And, of course, Kevin Owens hitting Grayson Waller and Austin Theory backstage. And a lot of the fan reception, why I want to talk about it, was that it was so that nobody in the crowd reacted. Nobody got that. No shit, Sherlock. They did it at an army base.
Yeah.
The guys who are coming to this show are not watching the dirt sheets and probably aren't even watching wrestling consistently. When they have time off, if they choose to watch wrestling, that's what they're going to watch. But this promo didn't fall flat. It just wasn't for this genuinely very specific audience. He could have gone to Japan and cut this promo in English and would have gotten the exact same reaction he got.
Yeah.
Because nobody there speaks English as fluently, predominantly as a second language as they do Cantonese now, or even dirt sheet stories like the rest of us. If you're a super invested wrestling fan, you want to know the backstage drama. You want to know the stuff.
Yeah. But if you're just a
casual guy who tunes in every once in a while on Monday Night Raw and happens to see that CM Punk is back, and you're in the Army with a full-time job and don't have time to sit and watch TV, of course you didn't fucking know what he was talking about.
Well, and they give all the servicemen and women, free tickets.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's not like it was a internet wrestling community.
Exactly. Had he cut this promo, let's say this following Monday, that reaction would have been legitimate.
Yes.
Because a lot of those fans are the same fans, and they're all watching the dirt sheets, and they all know what's going on. Unfortunately for Punk, that line that would have been a great zinger and would have really... but had he done that...
Had it been on a normal SmackDown arena...
Where people were engaged...
they would have gone over huge.
And then his interaction with Kevin Owens would have gotten a holy shit, especially because those fans would know the legitimate history between Kevin Owens and CM Punk. How Kevin Owens and CM Punk had the legitimate backstage fights during Ring of Honor. All of that was tailored to tell that story in this promo, and it's because they did it at the Army base that it didn't get over. That's not Punk not thinking. That's him being given, I'm certain, a byline of what to say to further those stories and build that interaction.
It was the wrong crowd.
This one crowd being the group of people who aren't checking Twitter incessantly for wrestling news like the rest of us.
Right.
Anyway.
He follows all of it up by declaring that his goal is to main event
WrestleMania. And to do that...
And which we'll figure out.
Yeah, well, to do that, he's got to...
Well, he asked the crowd, he asked them, do you want me to throw 29 people over the top rope, climb to that middle turnbuckle, and point at that sign? And the crowd was definitely yes.
Yeah.
Which, go ahead and talk more about SmackDown, because he's got another interaction that I think is worth
I was going
to
say, immediately following backstage, him and Kevin Owens have a passing, which was no words spoken. It was just kind of intense.
Yeah, well,
then he passes by the Bloodline locker room and almost starts to go in, but then just kind of goes past.
Well, they spoke, so he stops with Kevin Owens and he says, "Hey,
did they?
Yeah, do you know where Nick Aldis's office or dressing room is?"
That's what he.
Kevin Owens shakes his head and says, "Nope." And Punk says, "Thanks for the help." Kevin Owens says, "You're welcome," and they breeze on in the night. But actually, the segment I'm talking about is the segment with Cody.
Asuka?
Charlotte Flair injured at the end of the Asuka match. We don't know how severe the injury is to her knee or ankle. I'm not sure which one it is yet.
So the debate is she injured it off of the moonsault,
to the
or at
outside.
least tweaked it, and then that Irish whip spot in the turnbuckle is where she actually really hurt it. But it softened up with that spot to the outside, and getting back in is what caused the actual injury.
And I have to make point that again, Bayley was asked to stay in back.
Yeah.
This time she comes out and manages to actually make the save and with the win. Then there's an attack by who was that? Meacham and whoever that her girl she runs around with, I don't remember. Come out and then Blair Davenport and Shotzi, and there was a big
a big women's to do on SmackDown.
Okay.
And then was the Punk and Rhodes thing.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about that.
So Punk and Cody meet. Punk again comes to Cody. Thanks for having me back. Cody says thanks for coming back. And then Cody says, "Hello, Derek." Cody says to Punk, he says, "It sounded to me like you said that you needed to win the Royal Rumble to finish your story." And Punk says, yeah, maybe I do. And Cody just brushes it off and says, that's interesting. And takes a walk.
So we're going to get them two as the final two.
Well, I mean, what better, again, if you don't know the history, and I'm sure I've done this before, but let me dial it back just a little bit. Punk being in the WWE right now is as much a factor of Cody being...
Zelina Vega. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, yeah, Misha and Zelina Vega.
Yes.
Is much a factor of Cody being in the WWE because Punk went to AEW. When Cody saw the writing on the wall, when they wanted to bring in Punk, they were going to rewrite the entire show around him. This is pre-falling out of the Elite. So Cody, feeling like there was really nothing left for him, they're bringing this other star. He's not going to accomplish what he wants to, leaves for the WWE. Punk has his colossal falling out with AEW. Now he's in the WWE. Which, not only is the concept of AEW's two biggest stars, this is very much, remember when Macho Man and Hogan left for the same time from the WWF to WCW. The two biggest stars in wrestling in history at that point were on the same show.
1993.
The other company.
Yep.
This is what happened to AEW.
And 94, respectively.
But because there are two nights of WrestleMania, because there are two world titles, because there are two legitimate stories that can get a ton of traction, you get Cody Rhodes, hopefully, against Roman Reigns, night 2, CM Punk against Seth Rollins, night 1. And if you noticed, the CM Punk coming out on SmackDown, right? During his entrance, he stopped with a fan who had the new world title on his shoulder. Uh-huh. And Punk goes, oh, what's that belt? And the guy says, this is the new world title. And Punk grabs it, looks at the camera and says, oh, that's nice. He didn't take it off and brandish it, but that's what he was alluding to. And so right now, our two biggest guys to in prime position in main event nights 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania and win the world titles are not only original WWE. Roman Reigns has been here since 2011. Seth Rollins has been here since 2011. Seth Rollins came here because of Punk. Cody left because of guys like Rollins and Roman. There's so much story being packed in there, and we get to see it all fold out the next, 3 months to WrestleMania. It's going to be fucking awesome, y'all.
Also thrown in.
I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice, everybody.
Also thrown in, then you might have to help me out with this too. Orton and LA Knight backstage had a CM Punk passing.
Yeah, well, so Orton and LA Knight. Right. So Orton did his bit originally with Aldis. Was like, I've never even met the guy.
Yeah.
They're doing their introduction. Orton's talking to LA Knight about who he is, who they are. Punk walks by, and that was where they sort of had like passing words. And then when he leaves out of camera, it's just Orton and LA Knight prepping for their main event match against Jimmy Uso.
You ready? Yeah.
That
leads to the main event for SmackDown. Solo and Jimmy.
Against who?
Against Orton
and L.A. Knight. Yeah! Thank you very much.
No.
I think Randy Orton and LA Knight would be a good story to tell.
I think that, given the landscape of the world title picture, that is going to be a story we see play out.
Yeah.
At some point in time very soon.
It was odd that they actually started with Orton and Jimmy.
Yeah.
And if you, at the beginning of the match, LA Knight wanted to start the match.
Yeah.
And the look on his face almost looked like he was supposed to.
Yeah.
Orton made the call at the last minute, no, I'm starting.
Yeah. Orton was like,
no. He looked legitimately agitated.
Yeah. Orton's no kid. This is my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Orton and LA Knight, come out on top.
Of course they do.
With ending with LA Knight inevitably going for the blunt force trauma. Orton's still the legal man. As he goes for it, Orton reaches around, steals it for the RKO.
Out. Which, if they ever wanted to do that as a finish, as a tag team finish,
would be badass.
Fucking LA Knight could hook him and turn him and release him, and Orton could come in with the RKO, and that'd be fucking pretty if they did it right.
At the very end, LA Knight simply looking at Orton and going, just kind of give him a nod of, all right.
Yeah, I see you now, legend. I see you, legend killer. I see you, old man.
Yeah.
Even though I think technically
coming,
they're the same age now.
I see it coming down to they make a hell of a tag team.
Yeah.
And I can see them in a one-off.
Yeah.
Who can do what the best?
Maybe a WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
To you know what I mean? Also, think about that Final Four.
Well, I want you to think about the landscape of the 30-man Royal Rumble in January.
Yeah.
Look at all the top stars who have nothing to do.
Yeah. Well, and
it's going to be an interesting 30-man Royal Rumble.
But think about that Final Four. LA Knight, Randy Orton, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And the crowd's not going to be happy no matter which way you do it.
No. If Punk wins,
Someone
which
will complain.
The fans don't.
you ever go into a restaurant and you've got a craving for something and then you look at the menu and it changes your mind?
The fans don't know what they need.
That might be true. But I'm just saying, Cody Rhodes is a T-bone steak,
He solved racism.
right?
Yeah.
Cured, solved racism, ended racism, stopped the World War,
Char marks, little salt, little pepper
little
down the
pepper.
hatch.
CM
Gotcha.
Punk, New York Strip,
Yeah.
right?
More salt, more pepper down the hatch.
Right. So now you're at a steakhouse. You got two perfectly cooked steaks. Well, then comes L.A. Knight. He's
Yeah.
that juicy, fat fucking porterhouse.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. And then
Orton's like a filet mignon.
There you go. Thank you. I was trying to think of the other kind of steak that I wanted to use. You got 4 separate steaks that are all going to be satisfying, and they're all going to serve you exactly how you want them to. Just depends on what meal
It's a
you
really
want to finish
gross
with.
analogy.
Why it's steak, have you
Not,
looked at
not,
you?
not the steak part.
What they're gonna satisfy?
They're all
you?
going to service. They're all
Motherfucker.
going to service you the way you want it
Okay,
to.
I would like
That's
you
what you
to
said.
remember who
Those
you're
are
talking
your
to.
words.
Anyway, my dad's watching this stream. Y'all behave yourselves. Next,
I'm sure he's heard it before.
No, that was the end of.
yeah, end of SmackDown. Damn good show. Damn good little lead into NXT Deadline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of NXT Deadline, that happened last night.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Boy, do we have a lot to cover.
Y'all, we've been doing this show for 4 years, right? But we've been playing this game where we bet on who's going to win matches at pay-per-views since we met.
Yeah.
We used to keep a notebook, and we would all take a vote at the beginning of whatever match was going to happen at the beginning of whatever pay-per-view, and we kept that record up until we started this show
Yeah.
for what, 15 years?
A while. Yeah.
16 years.
16 years.
16 years, whatever. We kept that same notebook. Obviously, we got a new notebook because we filled it up. But we kept track of every bet we ever made. Every single one over the course of 15 fucking years of doing this. And we have never in our lives called the pay-per-view so fucking wrong as we did NXT Deadline.
I don't know
collectively.
what the matchmakers were thinking and a lot of the decisions
We
that
called
they made.
TNA pay-per-views in 2007
Yeah.
better than we called Deadline last night.
Yeah, it was something.
So, Max, lay it on us.
Get us into it,
Okay.
man.
Opened up pre-show match. Was,
Dragon Lee and Dominic Mysterio for the
no.
North American Championship? No.
Pre-show.
Pre-show.
Oh, pre-show. Sorry. Axiom and Nathan Frazier.
Axiom
Yes.
and Nathan Frazier. That's right.
Killer fucking match.
Yeah.
We all bet on Nathan Frazier.
Yep.
We all lost.
Yeah,
We all lost. Every one of us.
Here's the deal, though. That match was
Oh, it's fantastic.
great from bell
Yeah.
to bell.
2 young guys in there fucking mixing it up quick as
Fast
shit.
as they can run into the ropes. I mean, quick. Quick, boys.
I tell you what, Nathan Frazier might be the fastest guy to run the ropes. Axiom may be a close fucking second.
Yeah, 100%.
Like him, Mello, and the member of the Street Profits, the young,
Tez.
Montez Ford.
Yeah.
Fastest fucking guys I've ever seen.
All right, so now we start the show. We start with the women's...
No, we thought that's what it was going to
Yeah,
be.
first
They
official match.
actually opened up with
North-
Dominic
yeah.
and Dragon Lee
That is correct.
In a damn good match, Dragon Lee had a
for
tremendous
the North
showing.
American title.
Dominic Mysterio was on his own.
Yes. which
Did not
we'll get
have to
into in a
support
second.
Judgment Day.
Dragon
Again,
Lee.
we all put our bet on Dominic.
We all did.
We all lost.
We all lost
We all
to Dragon
lost.
Lee.
Afterwards, there is a WWE exclusive video on WWE.com of Dominic going, "Where was Judgment Day? Where was Finn? Where was
Mommy.
Damien? Where was Mommy? This is Judgment Day, and no one was here to watch my back."
Yeah.
And this, that, and the other. He had him and my dad out there, and I had nobody, which
Yeah.
makes a very valid point and something that we've
Really
talked
does, yeah.
about off screen.
Yeah.
Perfect way to split it up.
We're-
I'd love to see Dominic go on his own.
We're coming to the dissolution of the Judgment Day. Damian
Yes.
Priest with the briefcase, Rhea Ripley becoming, let's be fair, the biggest star in the group.
Yeah.
100%.
Dominic Mysterio, the genuine up-and-comer. And then you got Finn and JD, who are sort of like just in the middle of stuff.
Yeah. Finn Balor is definitely not the leader of the Judgment Day anymore.
No.
Even though that's who originally in my mind was always there.
Well, the original leader was Edge.
I mean, when they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Then where do we go from there, Max?
Where do we
Our
go
third match
from
was
here?
the women's what was that for?
Iron Survivor Challenge.
Yeah. What's that for? The number one contender.
Number one
Number one
contendership.
contendership to Lyra Valkyria's NXT Women's title.
At New Year's Evil, the first NXT show of the new year.
Yeah,
We had
January 2nd.
Tiffany Stratton, Lash Legend, Blair Davenport, Kalani Jordan, and Fallon Henley.
Who do we put our bets on?
Myself, John, and Luke went with Kalani Jordan, and Caleb went with Tiffany Stratton.
And we lost.
And we were all wrong. Again. Third match on this show, we all called in correctly, and I'll tell you what, number one, this match wasn't bad.
I didn't mark that winner. Who won? I know we all lost.
Blair Davenport.
Blair Davenport won.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, for me, the biggest thing that took me out of the match, we talked about it earlier, there's that spot in the penalty box where it's Tiffany Stratton and I think Fallon Henley.
Yes.
And they bash each other's heads off the fucking thing, and then Tiffany Stratton, I think, goes up.
No.
Fallon Henley goes up.
Yes.
To dive off the fucking cage, or dive off the penalty box, and then Tiffany Stratton comes up underneath her and goes to throw her through the table, which would have been a great spot if when she grabbed her, Fallon didn't slip, recenter herself, and then Tiffany take her hands off of her, wait for a solid 10 seconds, then grab her and say on hard cam, "Are you ready now? Okay," and then pushes her through the table.
Well, not only that, but I was, me and Sweet Tea, as well as everybody else that was watching, was kind of mesmerized at Fallon Henley's terrible tan job.
Yeah.
She had orange shit
Not
all
only-
over everybody
Not
that
only
touched her.
The tan job, but that weird yellow and green
Yucky
gear
camo
scheme did not
whatever
work out
she
with it
did.
either. But Jesus fucking Christ. You had 5 women. Lash Legend, okay, this is my other spot. Lash Legend comes in for the Tower of Doom spot. Takes her a minute to set up the double power bomb, and another 2 minutes to pull off the double suplex.
Yeah, the women in general aren't good at the
Tower of Doom.
tower spots.
Then
or
don't fucking
anything
do it.
Involving
That's an
multiple
agent's
people on the
fault.
turnbuckle.
That's an agent.
How
Whoever
dare
put that
you?
match together, it's their fault.
Especially when you've been previewing, like Lash Legend was the one who body slammed Otis last week, right?
Beautifully body
Yes,
slammed.
and it was
Incredible body
amazing.
slam. So it's like you got the most powerful female in this match, and you just made her look like a sack of shit.
Well, and you take the hottest up-and-coming wrestler on NXT in the women's division, Kalani Jordan, and you don't even give her a single fucking pinfall the entire match.
Tiffany Stratton, the fall she botched.
Yep.
Like the whole women's...
Also, when was it announced that you could pin 2 people at once and get 2
It wasn't.
points?
It wasn't.
Because I've never seen that done. I mean, it makes sense, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but they never...
But there should have been 2 separate 3 counts.
False. Yep. Agreed.
For points, not just covering 2 people and getting 2
It
points.
normally would have been
Yeah.
if it was like a triple threat match or something.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I hate being that show full of...
They don't normally. They would switch.
I hate being that show that has to constantly criticize women's wrestling. Because remember,
Last night
that was
was
a big part
presented
of our
really
that was
bad.
a big part of our show for a long time. But Jesus Christ, man, you had 5 of the most talented women in the ring in your NXT brand, your up and coming brand, Tiffany Stratton, who has killed it all year long in NXT, and they all had a subpar showing. And a lackluster finish with Blair Davenport botching the 1, going for the pinfall on the 2, and then hitting the knee.
Yeah.
The fuck? Yes, it was out of nowhere, but it wasn't out of nowhere. It was boring and lackluster. It wasn't a hot tag. It was just a tag.
Yeah.
And then she gets that knee, and then she cuts a promo about how she's going to be the number 1 contender. Gives a shit. You didn't do anything.
Well, and then the champion comes out and gets blindsided by Cora Jade.
Right. A name that isn't even involved in this situation.
The returning Cora Jade after
Who's been off NXT TV.
augmentive surgery, obviously.
I mean, that's fucking that's TNA level booking.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Like,
it wasn't bad, but it
well,
wasn't,
it wasn't good. It just was.
Where do we go from there, Max?
All right, there we go to some up and comers that do know what they're doing. Lexus King and Carmelo.
Ah, yes.
We all put our
Davenport
bet on
definitely
Lexus
botched that
King.
for sure. Absolutely.
And again, we were all wrong.
Yeah. Forgive us
For going for Lexus King.
for choosing the second generation superstar, son of Brian Pillman, debuting in his first PLE in a competitive match, picking up his first win, which is what you do with a new talent. Not to say that Carmelo Hayes isn't incredible and didn't deserve the W, because he did, and it furthers his story with Trick Williams. But forgive us for thinking that they're going to follow the traditional wrestling trope this one time, and they fucked us again. 4 straight matches thus far. 4 guys and gals. I'm sorry. Between this entire team is like 7 people. A household of people who have watched wrestling longer than a lot of people who watch the show have been alive. And we got 4 straight matches wrong.
Yeah. Well,
Wild.
it's going to get worse. Go to the next one, my man.
Well, then
we all went Lexus King. We all lost.
Yeah.
Our 5th match was the men's Iron Survivor match with Dijak, Trick Williams, Josh Briggs, Braun Breaker, and Tyler Bate.
Yeah.
Caleb and Johnny went with
Tyler Bate.
Me and
I have a question.
Luke went with Trick Williams.
Hold on just a second, my man. We got a question.
I have a question, says Wolfie. Who is the woman that's been around Lyra, and what's going on between them?
The woman that has been around Lyra is, I can't think of her name. She was injured last year by the Blair Davenport attack when she took out Nikita Lyons.
Yeah, I don't have a clue. I don't watch
Okay,
it.
I cannot think of her name right off the top of my head, but she has just come
Oldest
back.
Kiddo said the funniest thing ever watching the 5-on-5 women's match for Deadline when they were all piled up. Oh, yeah. Watching it with one of the boys last night, he says, wow, piles and piles of women.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
All right, hit us with the next one, John. Or John, sorry. Max.
All right, like I said, the men's Iron Survivor match. Dijak, Trick Williams, me and Luke both went Trick Williams. Josh Briggs, Braun Breaker, Tyler Bate. John and Caleb went with Tyler Bate. And again, John and Caleb were wrong. But Caleb used a save.
Used my first save this season.
Because
You're
me and
welcome,
Luke
America.
were right. Trick Williams wins. Caleb got a point.
So, go ahead. My bad.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I should have had better anticipation thinking about Trick Williams because they're calling him up. But I really thought they were going to wait to pull that trigger until Stand and Deliver.
Well, I was hesitant myself. I initially took Tyler Bate and decided to change.
Well, see, and my original thought was Tyler Bate and Ilya wrestled that hardcore European style. That'll get us through until WrestleMania season. That will also allow for Trick and Carmelo to have like a number 1 contendership
Which
match.
is what I thought that was going
to happen.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And they'd have a number 1 contendership. Trick would win and then go on to Stand and Deliver. Now, Trick's going to main event. Nice save, Caleb. Thank you. Now, Trick is going to go on to main event New Year's Evil. But I really thought, it was going to be Trick and Carmelo, Tyler Bate, and Ilya, and then transition into Ilya and Trick. And that's just not where we're at.
Yeah. I'm looking up a question for them.
Go ahead.
Keep going.
We know that. Go to the next one.
Yeah, go to the next
All
one.
right. After that, our 6th match, or second to last, the Roxanne Perez and Kiana James in a cage match.
Awful.
We all went
terrible.
Roxanne Perez.
We all lost.
And again, we were all wrong.
Terrible. Awful, awful, awful. There was no violence. There was no grit. The match was less than 10 minutes long. I'm sorry, and I know the WWE doesn't do blood now.
Yeah.
I get that. I can acclimate to that. But the idea that you're going to have a fucking cage match and you're not going to use the cage and you're not going to be throwing your opponent into it, you're not going to be grinding them on it, you're not going to be using it for springboards and attacks, and you're only going to get, 1 or 2 escape attempts at best?
Yeah. Well, you can't win by escape. It was pinfall or something.
Oh, it was a pinfall submission only? Good! They went to the traditional cage match format. That's fantastic. Yeah. But even then, it's like, you fucking, not a good cage match, not a good use of a cage. You could have had that match...
Yes, it could have been...
With any other gimmick.
It could have been way better.
And it'd be better. For the match they had, why wouldn't a 4 corners bull rope match work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, tag your 4 posts. Then you don't have to worry about blood. Then you don't have to worry about the extra stuff, but you got the prop. You bring in a steel cage, I expect to see grit and violence and hard hits and blood and some shit.
Yeah.
And there was no shit. Just shitty.
I still can't find that girl's name.
Don't matter. Fuck 'em. Derek says...
Butler.
Gabby Butler. Okay. Derek says...
Hang on. Because we are at our main event.
Yes.
Which was for the NXT Championship, Ilya Dragunov versus Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Everybody went with Dragunov.
Yeah. And we won.
Now you can address that.
Well, no, Derek said Dragunov really put Trick over in his first match. Just saying.
Oh,
yeah,
I read that wrong.
Which is a throwback to earlier stuff on NXT. And yes, it is going to come down to Trick and Dragunov again. I just figured it was going to be at Stand and Deliver because that's their big pay. Yeah.
That was worth every bit of what I wanted to see out of both of
Yeah,
them.
I did not expect Corbin to take the title.
I didn't either, but I've been okay if he did.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad about it, especially if Corbin would have won and the plan was for Corbin to drop it to Trick Williams and Stand and Deliver, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Not saying that Ilya and Trick won't be awesome, because it will be, but I don't know, man, the booking last night was crazy, but also Baron Corbin, every fucking thing the guy does is great. Everything he does, he is literally almost, in my opinion, as good as The Miz, in that you can put him anywhere and you're going to buy it, you're going to believe it, you're going to be into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
I didn't expect him to beat Dragunov, but they put on a hell of a match. And had he won,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been mad about it.
No, not at all.
So that being said, yep, I got you. We got our points tally going into the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
I was in fourth place.
I was about to say, what was it last week?
I was in fourth place with 51 points, and Big Bad John was in third with 52. But because I got 2 points and Big Bad John got 1, we are now tied for third place at 53 points. Max had 54 points going in, scored 2 points. He's now at 56.
He didn't have to use it.
That's right.
The only way you don't.
Yeah,
That's
do
right.
that,
Yeah, he put it on Trick. That's right. That's right.
I
Yep.
used them right.
So Max goes in with 2 points, comes out of 56 in second place, and Luke enters at 55 with 2 points, 57 being in first place. So Luke in the lead, first place, 57 points. Luke in the first, Max 56 in the second. Big Bad John and I 3 points behind Max at 53, tied for third. Going into the Royal Rumble, which every single year, and I don't mind saying this because I've known you for 20 years, this is the only pay-per-view Luke never gets wrong. Well, not ever.
I don't.
Very
hardly get
rarely.
wrong, yeah.
Very rarely. I've called a couple that
4-point difference.
4-point difference going in. The most unpredictable Royal Rumble in history that we've watched together
Yes.
Uh,
I'm looking forward to it.
in 18
Now,
years.
I would like to point out the rule for the saves. The saves are not
Applicable
allowed.
in the Royal Rumble match. So at
Yeah.
the pay-per-view, other matches you can use them, but in the actual match we take... we haven't actually decided how we're doing it this year because we've changed it up every year.
We're going to do
don't
it like
they
we
have
did last
to be
year.
used now, or can they be used in Mania?
They can be
Up
used
till Mania.
up till Mania. So we can
Up
they
till
have to
Mania.
use them at Elimination Chamber or the Royal Rumble
right,
non-Rumble
there's still one
matches.
more
Yeah.
in between. I
Yeah.
forgot.
We have 2.
Yeah.
Now, every year we draw a number. We draw each other's numbers.
Yeah.
2 numbers, and then we each get a pick.
Well, one year we did 3 numbers. We did 1 through 10, 20.
Oh, that's right. That's
11
what
through
we'll do
20.
this year then. Each of us will pick a number from 1 to 10 for our opponents.
Yeah. We'll pick 3 numbers and a name.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
Our numbers will be 1 through 10, 11 through 20, and 21 through 30.
Picked by each other.
And then we all pick a name.
That we want to.
And if your name and your number coincide, you get 2 points if they win.
Yes.
So, but we'll explain all that when we get closer to Rumble time.
But yes, Royal Rumble's going to be very interesting this year.
Means if I draw the number Cody Rhodes enters in, and Cody Rhodes wins, and I use my other save, and none of you get anything else right, I could tie for first.
You could.
It's not going to happen, but I can be optimistic.
hey, man. Whatever
Right.
happens. All right, hit us with the next one, John. Wesley has been reported, the reason being that he stepped out of the North American Heavyweight Championship matches due to him having to have back surgery.
Another injury. He was already off the roster last year for injury.
Yeah, weakness in his legs.
Yeah.
Will need back surgery out 8 to 12 months.
Again, this guy can't catch a break. He goes to NXT with his tag. He leaves Impact with both of his tag partners. They all 3 are supposed to get signed.
2 of them do.
2 of them get signed. The other one goes back to Impact, and the other one gets fired for being a weirdo.
You said it's his back, right?
Yes.
See, I've heard of a trick knee. I've never heard of a trick back.
I've heard of a Trick Williams.
Whoop that trick.
I just wanted the reaction from you guys.
Trick. Whoop that
But
trick.
Trick,
All right.
but Trick
Whoop.
Williams is
That's all right.
it's a different guy.
That's
They're
all right.
different.
This is Wesley.
They're
This
different
is,
people.
This guy here.
They don't all look as
This
like
guy
anymore.
right here.
Sorry.
This is Wesley right here.
Yeah, that's
This is
Wesley.
right here.
Thank you.
Right here. That's him. Right there.
Whoop that trick.
All right. Here's with the next one, John. Go ahead, Caleb.
So, if you've been following along, CM Punk returned last week on Monday night. I'm sorry, last weekend at whatever the hell pay-per-view
2
they
weekends
had.
ago.
Survivor Series.
2
Yeah,
weekends
2 weekends ago. Last Monday night comes to Raw, cuts a little promo. This Friday night comes to SmackDown, cuts a little promo. Came out last night during the PLE, said a little bit about how he made up with Triple H and how he may even come to NXT, which we all know is not going to happen. But tomorrow night, Monday Night Raw, CM Punk will decide which brand he signs with. Now, we already saw Randy Orton side with SmackDown.
Yeah.
We already know they're laying the groundwork for CM Punk and Seth Rollins for the world title. But we'd be remiss to entertain the notion that there aren't some guys over on SmackDown that Punk couldn't have a genuine feud with until the Royal Rumble, and then win the Royal Rumble and go to whatever brand he wants. Also, not worth forgetting that Roman Reigns returns to SmackDown next Friday.
Yes, he does.
So the question is now,
Where do we go from here?
where does CM Punk sign?
Orton wrestles Roman Reigns at the Mania. Is where that's, or not Mania, I'm sorry, Royal Rumble. That's where that's going. Punk won't wrestle again until the Royal Rumble.
But what brand does he sign with?
Raw. Orton went to SmackDown. He goes to Raw.
That's my thought as well. Max?
I've said all along, I think it's going Raw.
Big Bad John?
He's going to Raw.
That's where Seth Rollins is.
So we all agree. CM Punk signs on the dotted line with Raw tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm down with it. I think that's the best decision for business, obviously.
I also agree. Like I said, Randy Orton. SmackDown got Randy Orton. Raw needs CM Punk.
Well, and also with Roman coming back, we're not at that dead period anymore. Because Roman, while he won't work the full-time schedule, he's going to work the Rumble. He's probably going to be featured on Elimination Chamber. He's going to work Mania.
Right.
So, obviously, he's going to be around. We don't need that other filler spot on SmackDown, especially building to Orton and Reigns for the Rumble. Because
Right.
that's going to be real special. Now it's just where do we fit CM Punk in on Monday Night Raw? Maybe he has a match on Raw in a couple weeks. Maybe he doesn't. If he doesn't wrestle again to the Rumble, it's still special.
Yeah.
You know what else is special?
What's that?
Our merch store.
It is very special.
And to get to our merch store, you also have to find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. You can follow us on Twitter. You can also check out
Merch store!
and over at
Merch store!
you can buy our merch.
All of it.
We got all kinds. We got bags. We got books. We got shoes. We got
There's Caleb be your handyman. Do whatever you want. We'll do that for $100 right now. Go and donate it right now. He will be your handyman for $24.
and I will take that bet. I will come and be your handyman for 24 hours straight.
That's right.
Johnny, give me the credit card.
If any of you are foolish enough to do it, goddammit, you paid for what you're getting.
That's right. $100.
But
By the end of
also,
the show.
please check out the merch store. Don't forget, every dollar you spend, every dollar you donate, you get entered into our end of the year giveaway. This year is the limited edition, one-of-a-kind Pro Wrestling Throwdown Christmas tee that will go to the winner. So if you spend $1, you get $1 entry. You spend $12, you get 12 entries. And to top off your that offer there of me coming to work, if you spend $100, every dollar you spend right now, I will personally double your entries. So if you spend $2, you get 4 entries. If you spend the $100, we'll give you 200 entries to the free giveaway. But you got to buy something for the merch store or donate that $100 before the end of the show.
That's right.
So
All
there you
right.
are.
Let's get back into the show.
Oh man, I'm losing my voice.
Yeah, you are. It's because you're evil.
Well, being evil has a price, and I paid it.
So, WWE, this was a story when we pulled it up. It's not necessarily one now. They were having to stop using the word yeet as the wrestler in the top there owned the trademark.
Had it trademarked, but it looks like the WWE paid the trademark. So they came to a fee. The WWE probably licensed it. So if the guy was smart, he got it licensed so he can continue catching a check.
Yep.
But Jey Uso will be allowed to continue using the word yeet, and the indie guy's going to get a payday, so everybody wins.
Yeah, everybody wins.
Awesome.
Yeah. You know what? I hope the indie guy, I hope it really made a fucking difference. I hope the WWE didn't lowball him. I hope he was smart to be like, yeah, you're already producing merch. Throw me... they weren't going to pay $20,000 for it, but maybe they paid $10,000.
I'd want percentage on the t-shirt
Yeah.
sales.
Well, whatever it is,
want-
I hope the guy worked out a good deal.
Yeah,
I hope that it
fuck
pays
yeah,
for his Christmas and, also gives him a chance to branch out more merch and I hope it worked out.
Yeah, get your money
I
out.
hope everybody won in this deal.
All right, here's what the next one.
Yeet.
Yes, Luke, I see him.
Is that,
That's who you think it is.
who is that?
That's Ken Shamrock, former UFC
Doesn't
world
Doesn't
champion.
Ken Shamrock sell rocks? How does this work?
He used to sell LSD to the boys.
That's right, LSD.
Yeah, LSD.
Shamrock's rocks.
So the world's most dangerous man, TNA Hall of Famer, from what I imagine will now be future WWE Hall of Famer, former NWA World Champion, former WWE Intercontinental Champion, former WWE Hardcore Champion, former UFC World Champion, just signed a Legends deal.
Yes.
With the WWE.
To bring his LSD selling to the WWE.
I wonder if it's not for like a light. Are they going to have Shamrock and
I believe it's
2K24?
I believe it's likeness rights.
I'm down with that. Especially
it's a Legends deal.
If they get Blackman to sign on,
yeah,
and we get to do like a fight pit match with Shamrock and Blackman on the video game, I'm cool with that.
They bring Matt Riddle back and the former tag team, and they call it Riddle Rocks.
Oh, you know
Riddle
what?
Rocks. Why is that not a thing? Trademarked as of 6:33 on the 10th of December 2023.
See,
Max, you have that.
I was thinking because of Riddle, you could call it Pot Rocks.
Pot Rocks?
Like Pop Rocks, except with a T. See what I did there? It's a weed joke.
How does that combine Shamrock
Rocks
and Riddle?
Pot? Because he's a stoner?
But
I like Riddle Rocks.
Thank you. I like Riddle Rocks too. I was just going to throw that out.
Look at him looking all mean as an old man.
You know what, though?
He's the kind of guy that doesn't want you to stand on his property. Get off my lawn.
You know what if Riddle's not in the next game, they can use him to trademark and save a lot of... So the WWE has to pay for certain maneuvers, right? To keep in their library. It could be a thing where they're using his likeness to preserve parts of the moveset for the game so they can continue with the create a wrestler parts.
Right.
The gear, obviously, the MMA gloves, but you could also be a guy who fucking plays 2K24 and want to see Ken Shamrock versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
You can create Dan Severn.
Yeah.
And have him wrestle Ken Shamrock, which was a huge dream match back in like 95. Trust me when I tell you, everyone wanted to fucking see it in the WWE ring. It didn't happen.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
Pot Rocks. Derek liked it. Thank you very much.
Hit us with the next one, John. All right. So, the Devil character in AEW now has merch. A t-shirt that says, I am him, which that sounds strangely familiar to Carmelo Hayes' catchphrase of, I am him. But what I love about Carmelo Hayes is he just gets on Twitter.
You can see featured here.
Right here underneath, Carmelo Hayes says, let me get one. I mean, at least you can do is give the dude a shirt, considering the fact that you're tearing
remember
catchphrase all up.
Rachel, but you don't question him his extensive knowledge of who has what drugs. That's true. Do you remember when the Black Scorpion
Ric Flair
was terrorizing WCW?
Yep, I sure do.
And WCW made the Black Scorpion t-shirt?
Yeah.
No! You don't. Because they didn't.
That didn't happen.
Do you remember when Diamond Dallas Page was a stalker who stalked The Undertaker's wife and they made a t-shirt about it?
No.
You remember?
Yeah.
No! You don't! Because they didn't fucking make one!
I know.
You've had this mystery character, national television. We don't know who he is. How could we possibly know who he is? We don't know. You knew enough that somebody made a fucking t-shirt about him, and if you know anything about how contracts and licensing work, you know you had to get his real signature. You fucking assholes. Why not just go to MJF and piss in his mouth?
You could.
By branding it, you killed the kayfabe element of it. Jesus Christ. How many times do I have to teach you fucking people how to do this? Retribution. Remember the worst deal in wrestling? When they had a group of people that the WWE, and I quote, paid people.
You know what I love the most here?
What? That my voice is going out and I sound like B. Arthur? Fuck this, man.
You sound like an old man.
God damn it.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Fuck! I can't even yell. I'm so
You
upset.
sound like your dad.
Do you remember earlier before we started this show and he goes, man, it's a slow week. I don't know what I'm going to be able to rant about.
Like
He's ranted this whole fucking show.
He kind of sounds like that one guy, what's his name? Kim Tornett?
Kim Tornette? I remember Kim Tornette.
How dare you? It's Jim Cornette.
He liked bananas.
Puts respect on his name.
He liked bananas.
Anyway, no, they
all
fucking...
different kinds
they
of banana
created,
flavored things.
Like, is the devil guy gonna wear the fucking t-shirt to the ring next week when he attacks MJF again?
Hope not.
Is he gonna brand the shit? No, that's a dumb fucking thing. And again, let's pretend for just a second, just between us, that we don't all know wrestling's already fake, right? But we do know that there's an element of believability and suspension of
punch you
disbelief.
in the face for saying that.
Goddamn right. But there's an element of like suspension of disbelief. If you wanted to take the fact that these attacks are serious, just for the television audience,
Yeah.
don't make a fucking t-shirt of the guy. Have that guy waiting in people's cars, slashing tires, and hitting kids. Don't make a fucking
They
t-shirt.
already hired Ortiz. Leave him alone.
Now MJF can come out Wednesday night with the world. I really am losing my voice.
Yeah, you are.
Can come out with the world title on his shoulder, wearing the devil shirt. Who's he afraid of? What does the AEW world title mean? What are we doing here? What show is this? Is this Red Link? I think so.
No,
I
it
think
would
so.
definitely be better put together.
Thank you.
Hit us with the next one, John. All right, this is where you're going to have to cover because I have no idea about this.
All right, y'all, look. I'm going to breeze through this real quick because I am losing my voice and I realize I'm losing it fast. You know what? Britt might be the devil. I wouldn't disagree with that. I hope not. I hope that everyone says it's Adam Cole. I really wish it's somebody that we didn't expect, even if it's like a Sean Spears, someone who was in the team with him.
Yeah.
Someone we just don't anticipate it being. So I'm going to pull up the Continental Classic results real quick.
All right.
I had it saved. What did I do with it? There it is. Okay. I'm just going to go over the win-loss record real quick.
All right.
Because, like I said, I'm really losing my voice now. Strickland and Moxley are 6 points. Rush is in 3 points. Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe are both at 0 points with 3 losses, which takes them out of the running, even though they'll still be in the tournament.
Okay, so that's a gold league.
That's the Gold League. Blue League, Andrade is 2-0. Brody King is 2-0. And Bryan Danielson is 2-1 with mutual scores of 6 points, so they're tied. Claudio and Eddie Kingston both have a score of 1-2 at 3 points. And Daniel Garcia is now out of the running with 3 losses at 0 points. So, going into this, it looks like our leaders are going to be Swerve Strickland and John Moxley, who wrestle next week for the Gold League. And then Andrade, Brody, and Danielson. But with Danielson having 1 loss, technically, that puts Brody and Andrade in the lead.
Yes.
So next week, at some point, will be Andrade and Brody and Moxley and Swerve to hopefully determine either the winner or the first tier bracket winner of this tournament to go on to the final league to determine the Triple Crown champion for AEW and NJPW. And I would
Piece of shit, then.
fuck him. I put it up here so I could rant about it, but now I don't have the strength.
All right,
But I
next.
do have some plaster. That's a reference from Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
it was.
I'm a well-rounded individual. Look at my stomach.
Hit us with the next one. There we go. Here we go.
Man, this is cool. So, TNA, as we have talked about, Impact is rebranding as TNA at the beginning of the year, and they already have a streaming service, and I've mentioned this numerous times. Impact, TNA has always had a streaming service. Since there was TNAWrestling.com, you could pay like $4 a month to access the full TNA library at all times. Between their number one, their 99-cent pay-per-view shows, all the way through when they were on pay-per-view and Spike TV, they always had that on the website. Then they created Impact Plus, which was similar to the WWE Network in a way.
Yeah.
Well, they got rebranded as TNA, but Endeavor Media is taking over the streaming service.
Now, who is Endeavor Media, Caleb?
They are the parent company right now to the WWE.
That's very interesting.
The parent company to the WWE just bought the wrestling library to TNA and nobody fucking noticed.
Yeah.
But that's what they had to do. And here's the thing, Vince has wanted to buy that library for a real long time. In fact, offered to buy TNA during the Billy Corgan-Dixie Carter Anthem dispute at a much smaller rate, obviously.
Right.
But offered to buy them just for the library, and now the WWE parent company has all the TNA rights in their back pocket. I don't know that they'll use them for the WWE, but who's to say they won't? or
Wouldn't
can't?
be a bad decision to do so. I mean, you would have the monopoly of. Will it be long before we get some TNA wrestling on the network?
I think
Possible.
I think not yet, but I do think this opens up a really interesting door because remember, TNA's parent company is owned by the same company that owns the hockey team. I can never remember which hockey team.
UFC as well.
No, TNA's parent company.
Oh, Anthem.
Yeah. Anthem owns their own sports league, right? And that's sort of Endeavor's deal, is branding with sports leagues. So if they go to Anthem and they're like, hey, let us do some branding work for the hockey team as well, then Endeavor becomes a multimedia fucking sports conglomerate and just so happens to pick up the number 2 or number 3 brand in wrestling. It's a win-win for everybody.
It really is.
But also, with NXT going to CW and the rights discussion with the WWE being up in the air right now, what a great way to program with a wrestling company that has a set network no matter what they do.
Yeah.
Because Anthem owns them, they're going to be on Access until someone buys the television rights. But let's say, and I'm sure this is, if I were on the boardroom, this would have been my thought process, and just follow me here. If I was a guy who was a billionaire who bought into this company and said, you know what, I don't really know where our TV show is going to go yet. And let's say we are starting to sweat that we don't have a contract in play because 2024 is right around the corner. Who better to make a deal with than people who own their own TV network?
I heard that they were going to buy the XFL next and combine everything into the XUFC.
Well, that may happen if The Rock and his partners want to sell it.
All the UFC guys and everything, they all just joined.
Just UFC guys playing
that's complete bullshit.
Just UFC guys playing
Completely
foosball.
But
Gotcha.
I played foosball.
But anyway, seriously, if I was in the boardroom and I said, hey, look, I don't know where our TV shows are.
Not foosball. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Foosball's the
devil's
devil.
foosball.
Foosball's
Like,
the devil.
it's
With
the
the
devil.
little guys and the table. And
No, it's that game Bobby Boucher played.
Yeah, his mama
It's
said
a foosball.
foosball was for the devil.
It's for the devil.
Oh, foosball.
That's who it is.
I thought you said
That's who
foosball.
the devil is in AEW. It's Vicky
It's Vicky Valancourt. She showed me a movie.
And I like them too.
But no, anyway, back to my original point here. They're making a deal to have the library with the only wrestling company that has a set home permanently. At a time where all of their rights are coming due. And I'm not saying Raw is going to end up on fucking the Access Network.
Right.
But I'm just saying if there's a month or a week of a lax in programming where they can go to those guys and be like, hey, let me buy a block just so I make sure our TV show hits the fucking media. I mean, goddamn.
It's a possibility.
And also, if you want to stop considering NXT a breeding ground and want to treat it as a third brand, find a new breeding ground.
Yeah.
There's TNA.
Yep.
Or
right there.
if you want NXT to have a different level of competition that doesn't involve the WWE, Raw and SmackDown, that's where you send them. That's not including TNA's working relationships with NJPW, which WWE's been trying to secure. TNA's working relationship with AEW, which is only just now coming back into fruition. If Triple H is really serious about this multinational branding of the TKO version of the WWE, where everyone plays ball, this is the first step, because he's not going to be able to knock on Tony Khan's door and buy anything. But he can call Tony Khan's partners and say, hey, look. Because think about this. They just updated a message to you a bit ago saying, I wish I had a cardboard and a Sharpie in a car because I'm in town and would come to the window and want to kill him and leave. That's funny. What was I saying? NJPW just updated their streaming service. Right? Just now. That's another streaming service coming to fruition that has this existing partnership. If TKO wants to really branch into the streaming media, that's another avenue to do it.
Yeah.
They're putting all their chips in place. The only company not in contention to get worked with or to benefit from this relationship is AEW.
Yeah.
And again, I'm sure these are all things that maybe happen in passing thoughts or not at all. But if you're one wrestling guy in that boardroom and you're thinking you have access to every major wrestling company and this is how, that should be a fucking thought you're having. Because that was the first fucking thing I thought of, and I'm not even a billionaire.
Okay.
That's all I got to say about that.
There you go. Hit us with the next one, Big Bad John.
This fucking idiot.
All right. We're going to get serious for a moment.
And you said you weren't going to rant about anything.
You know what? I realize more and more that I made a terrible mistake on this show. This fucking guy
Yeah.
did an interview this week with the sister of Nancy Benoit. Okay? Who was the sister featured in Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
Did a sit-down interview with her, and was talking about the Benoit tragedy. And you can go back and listen to some of the clips because I don't know it verbatim. But basically says that I could understand, given crimes of passion and blah, 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 it to transition with, but killing your children is a tragedy, and it's all wrong and it's all horrible.
It's okay to end one life because they're older?
That is the wife. That is the sister of the widow who is responsible for the single greatest tragedy in the history of our wrestling business that was ever made in national news. And I'm not talking there hasn't been other stuff. The stabbing of Brody, the thing with Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah.
There have been lots of tragedies, but this one in 2007 almost cost the wrestling business its entire livelihood, number
one.
Uh-huh.
It almost shut everything down. People don't remember.
It really did.
Vince was getting investigated. Impact got investigated. They started investigating all the international relationships for CTE and steroid rings. Guys in the business who weren't even using steroids were getting arrested. This was a really heavy time for the business. So take the wrestling aspect out of it. As a guy who's been in the business for 30 plus years in Chris Jericho, he's talking to the widow, the sister of the widow, that for all intents and purposes, one of his best friends killed.
Yeah.
All to make the point that, it's only that bad because he also killed your niece and nephew.
Yeah, right?
Fuck you, man.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Every time you open your mouth, you set this business back. You set the social parameter of what's acceptable in this business back. You want to do a sit-down interview, sit down with your fucking wife and ask her where she was on January 6th on 2020. Until you do that, you shut the fuck up about anything that isn't about your shitty fucking cover band or your shitty fucking Wednesday Night Wrestling. And how dare you rehash a tragedy that the rest of us have spent almost 20 years diligently trying to forget. I'll tell you what. You know when that fucking tragedy happened? September 4th, 2007. You know why I know that? Because my 17th birthday was the next day. And that year, I debuted in the professional wrestling business. That's a true story.
We watched a pay-per-view for your birthday.
Yeah. That year, I debuted in the wrestling business. At 17 years old. And that day that it happened, when I was telling my friends and family I get to wrestle this fucking year,
Yeah.
I watched my entire business go up in flames as a fucking kid who hasn't even fucking greased his monkey yet. And you sat in the business at the time, hold on, you sat in the business at the time as a 20 plus year fucking veteran.
Yeah.
And you went on all these fucking talk shows, anybody would pay you to come on and talk about how you loved Benoit, how you knew Benoit, how you couldn't understand it. That's where it should have ended.
Yeah.
We take this shit personally because this shit legitimately...
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. All for clicks.
All so you can slump your shitty fucking podcast because your cruise ain't selling, your champagne ain't selling, and your show ain't selling. Fuck you, man. I would rant hard about him losing a voice, and honestly, I wouldn't waste what I had left on you.
Hit us with the next one, John. All right. Evidently, there was some stuff on Twitter started through a WWE
WWE SmackDown on Fox's Twitter account tweeted a picture of Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Profits.
Yes.
That said #DemBoys. To which Mark Briscoe took exception to, as he should have. And responded and very clearly said, hey, whoever did this is either insensitive or needs to meet me so I can punch him in the face. It's disrespectful. Tweeted at, Triple H directly. Then a bunch of industry people got involved. And again, some forgiveness in here. This was probably some social media manager who's heard that term in a wrestling contest who just tweeted it. I'm certain that if somebody in the business would have had that authority...
There's many people who work in the WWE who are friends with the Briscoes.
But every wrestler coming out and being like, hey, that's disrespectful to Jay Briscoe's legacy. Which it is, in a way. WWE hasn't responded yet. They haven't taken down the tweet. I'm sure that after the weekend, when someone gets back in the office, they will.
There'll be an apology.
But it was
It'll
topical
happen.
for us to talk about happening this weekend.
Yeah, also, I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff with them boys. It's not necessarily just a Briscoes thing. There's a rap song from Boys in the Hood that's called Dem Boys. There's I've heard Dem Boys as a Kentucky
Boys.
Wildcat basketball, I believe, call themselves
for
Dem
everybody.
Boys.
Was your girl?
Very. Was it supposed to be as insensitive as it was? No, I don't think it was.
No, I don't believe it was a targeted thing. I don't think that was intentional. I just think it was a mishap on the social media, which, again, they hire fucking college interns to run their Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
There isn't somebody who watches every bit of media like that we do and knows exactly what every type of terminology and shit's used. But if
They
enough
should.
industries... Well, they absolutely should. And again, if enough industry standards bring it to their attention, change the fucking tweet.
Right.
Don't use that fucking term. Let Jay Briscoe fucking...
Get a win on AEW. I mean, he's in that tournament and he's lost 3 separate times.
Well, so the cool thing about that is that they're actually displaying in Ring of Honor Mark Briscoe's struggle as a singles wrestler. They're telling micro stories in the tournament. Anybody who says these tournaments don't have stories is wrong, because they're telling a ton of them. But the story is that Mark can't get a win without a tag partner, which will eventually lead to, like, Death Before Dishonor when he wins the Ring of Honor title on his own.
Probably.
But right now, which again, greatest tag team in the world. So
That's unrefutable.
So there is a transition period of
Yeah.
how do I wrestle now? How do I find my way to the victory
No,
line?
I totally get it.
I'd like I said, give
I'd like
it to
to see him at least win one.
give it to
you know?
like Death Before Dishonor when he gets a shot at the world title
Yeah.
and wins it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, good God, if Tony comes
Hit
in.
us with the next one,
Not
Big
an
Bad
idiot.
John. All right.
All right, y'all. We talked about it last week. We're going to be promoting it all the way through. Last year, we decided to do our first ever Wrestle Kingdom watch along, and it was our highest rated episode ever, with I think over 800 engagements and all kinds of shit here on YouTube. So this year, because Luke and I hate one another and ourselves, and the whole team is going to be involved this year, we are doing it again. We're going to be up both nights from midnight until whenever.
Well, from 10 p.m.
till 10 a.m. till 6
whenever it's
a.m.
over.
10 p.m. to 6 a.m. watching both nights of Wrestle Kingdom. So
Join us.
if you like Japanese wrestling or you just like looking at these ugly mugs, you're gonna have your fucking fill of it come January 4th, 2024.
And during this
Yeah.
shit, join us. It'll be fun.
But last year, I think Big Bad John, you were with us for one of the nights, right? You and Sweet
Yeah.
Tea.
Yeah.
And then the other night, I think was just you and me and Max. I don't think you were here for it at all.
It was
Yes,
me,
I was.
me.
I just fell asleep.
Okay,
Yeah, he fell asleep
okay.
during one of the nights, and Tanya stayed up with us both nights. Till almost completely.
Oh, that's
almost
right. Yeah,
complete
yeah,
end.
yeah.
I did like half a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in and out. But either way, this
You
year,
were up till about 4 a.m. We ended about 6.
this year, hopefully, the plan is that every team member, including some off-camera team members y'all don't even know about because you don't talk about them, could be coming in and out for Wrestle Kingdom.
You never know.
It's going to be
who's gonna show
a
up.
2-day long party. Quick, nobody else last year.
Yes, please put it in the comments. Also, guys, don't forget to like the stream. Your likes help the algorithm so
Yeah.
much, helps us be able to put out more content
And-
and get more eyes on the product.
That's right. When you like the stream, don't forget to like us over on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Follow us on X at Pro Wrestling TD. Send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. Follow us on TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown1. You can also check out streamlabs.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown or check out ProWrestlingThrowdown.com where you can access the.
Merch store!
And over at the.
Merch store!
Baby, you can buy our merch. Sorry, that's oh yeah. That's all you're getting. Buy the merch, enter the contest. If you spend the $100 and then until the show ends, I'll be your fucking slave for a day. And anything you spend from now and then, we'll double in the race.
All right, gentlemen. With that being said, I believe it's that time.
Is it? Thank God. Is it time for birthdays?
And bullshit.
Max,
Take
take
her
it away.
away, brother.
Okay. We got a little bit of everything today.
Also, I would like to point out I love the the Christmas graphic. I really dig it.
Oh, thank you. I thought it was appropriate. We're getting there towards the
We're
holiday
getting there
season.
quicker
We
than
are.
I'd like to. That's for sure.
Oh, that's true.
We might even have a white Christmas.
Maybe.
I
don't
fucking
know.
hope so.
I don't know. It's gonna be close. We got a little bit. We're going to go through birthdays,
kinda
and then we
racist.
got a little bit of everything. And during bullshit today, we got some educational stuff, some funny stuff, some questions for you guys.
Well, before we get to that, I have something
We
I want to talk
have
about.
something first.
Yeah.
Just hang on.
All right.
Just hold on there. Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Go to the next one.
This
Hey.
is Grayson Bronson, Big Bull Bronson's boy, who took second place in the big wrestling tournament over the weekend. I had the great honor of being there to see this kid. This kid sticks with it. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Also, I mean, he's got genes because, I mean, his dad's
a former NWA Southern Heavyweight Champion.
and frequent visitor of this show. But
That's right.
congratulations, Grayson, from all of us at Pro Wrestling Throwdown.
Hey.
When you're doing it, keep it in the ring.
Great job, Buttlicker.
All right, let's hit us with the first one.
I just wanted to
that
make this real quick.
Wasn't
Oh,
supposed
wow.
to be there, but
We've been buffering a lot this episode.
that was something I was working on.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't actually supposed to
Oh,
be
that's
there.
great.
Hey,
But-
here we go.
Those were good. No, now we go into our
Record-breaking countdown.
So,
Can you hit that with the Joyride voice,
first up, we have our tribal chief and head of the table.
Mr. Roman Reigns?
Rodney Roggins.
Rodney Roggins.
1,198 days
Who gives a
today.
So in 2 days, he will have crossed the 1,200 mark.
And in 2 days, no one will care. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Hey, man, still killing it. What is he, number 4th of overall?
Yep.
Yep. We're at longest title reigns. Okay, he's coming
Looking
up for
for
Hogan.
270 days, 276 days away from the from Hulk Hogan's spot.
You know what? Hold on. I think we've been looking at this story all wrong.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute.
Cody Rhodes' story, right, is to win the world title.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What if they switch the narrative? And Cody Rhodes is out to stop Roman Reigns from finishing his story of being the longest reigning world champion. Then it
I
becomes...
still don't buy it. I don't want Cody to be the one to take
Well, I hate to tell you, but that's what's going to happen.
it.
But even if
I
it's
hate to tell you,
not,
but you're wrong.
consider that framing, right?
Yeah.
Consider Cody being like, my story is to win the world title at WrestleMania. Your story is to be the longest reigning world champion, and I'm here to end your story.
No, it's
right?
a hell
Like,
of a story.
fucking,
And-
just saying. Never thought about it like that until just now, but that'd be cool.
It'll be pretty decent.
1198.
All right, hit us with the next one. That is
Yeah.
Mr. Seth Franklin Rollins.
Seth Franklin
198
Rollins.
days today.
How many?
198 days.
Wow, so after Monday Night Raw, he'll hit 200 days.
So wait a minute. He hits 200 days as Roman hits 1,200 days.
Yes.
So Roman Reigns has been world champion 1,000 days longer. Exactly.
Yeah,
than Seth
then
Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
That's kind of fucking
That's
cool.
kind of neat. I never put two.
I
and two
really
together.
hope they did that
Yeah,
intentionally.
I noticed it, and I've actually been keeping track of that
Yeah.
since it happened.
That's
hope,
awesome.
And I thought it was really neat. I noticed it right away. It makes me wonder if they did it on purpose. I don't
Could be.
know. Or has anybody else other than me caught on to it? Surely somebody has, right?
Somebody has to have.
Somebody who's keeping track of the numbers anyway.
Unless they
well,
don't plan
right,
on him
but-
holding it that long.
I don't know. We'll see.
Hit us with the next one.
And
That
we
is the
have,
man right there.
That's right, my tribal chief, Gunther.
548 days today.
Yeah, buddy.
And no end in sight.
I
Nope.
believe there we then
Hit us with the next one.
Not only not
There we
only
go.
the longest reigning, but climbing up in the ranks as longest reigning in combined days.
So he's now third.
yes. So this is combined reigns.
He's now third. Underneath 50 more days, he'll beat The Miz. And 70 more days, he'll be the number one longest reigning and most consecutive day reigning champion.
Combined.
Combined.
This, greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
Beating all records of Intercontinental title.
Yeah, that's the last record he has.
The WWE, or I'm sorry, being one of the only the only person in the WWE to have held. No, also not. Has AJ Styles been Intercontinental Champion?
No.
Didn't think so. So, if he wins the IWGP Intercontinental title as well, he'll be the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
Yeah.
On all continents.
Yes.
But right
70 days, Gunther will be the great
10 weeks.
synonymous with the Intercontinental
If
Championship.
he makes it to
WWE.
WrestleMania, he'll have an unbeatable record of every which way you can possibly bank being Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah. It's impressive.
For the next, at least, I mean, it took, what, Pedro, it took Gunther this long to beat Morocco and Morales.
It took Miz 8 reigns.
Yeah.
8 reigns.
8
Yes.
reigns.
And Gunther is coming up on those. Gunther already beat Morocco, and Morocco has been a champion over, what, the
I
course
also
of
want to
30
point
years.
this out. If you look at the screen, it says combined days.
Yep.
But then if you look next to it, it says combined days
Recognized by the WWE.
WWE.
So, yeah.
So really, he'll beat Pedro Morales at 6:17,
In
the real record will be 2 days later at the combined days of 2 reigns.
in about 8 weeks.
Yep.
At about 8 weeks, he'll be the number 1 reigning Intercontinental Champion ever.
Of all time.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Wild.
Hit us with the next one, man. There's MJF.
Longest reigning AEW World Champion in history.
I would like to point out this man wrestled Jay White with a torn meniscus.
Yep.
Jumped off the top rope with an elbow drop to the ground, and then on that scrum at the end when he's crying and shit, he's like, "This isn't fake. My leg fucking hurts.
Yeah, I'm in pain.
I'm in pain, but
Yeah.
I could have phoned it in, but that's not what I do." I loved it.
That's my
MJF
boy.
earned my respect.
Yeah.
If he didn't already have it, he would have earned it right then.
And under the AEW and Ring of Honor umbrella,
4-year running streak of the Diamond Ring.
longer reigning world champion than the current IWGP World title, because remember they rebranded it after Okada's amazing 600-plus day run, and has held that belt longer than Seth Rollins has been world champion on Raw.
Yep.
So he's basically the number 3 to
Longest
Gunther,
reigning. Yeah.
longest reigning champion of the game.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I
Not at all.
didn't write down the date of when he won his, but I'll write that down and compare everything and check it over.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, here's with the next one. There we go.
All right, time for the game, which I'm
Max
still
popping
reading
out
off
of a
'cause
cake
Luke
there.
sucks.
Look at that. Popping out of a cake.
Well, yeah. What else would he pop out of? A cupcake? He's too tall. Look at it.
That's true. That's true.
Hell, he's 7 feet tall, not wearing shoes.
That's also true.
That's only if he leans forward.
Only if he falls forward, though. If he falls backward, someone's losing an eye. All right, hit us with the next
If he
one.
falls backwards,
All right,
you
are you
throw him in the
ready?
boat.
Yep.
Is that S.A. fucking Rios?
That is S.A. Rios.
That's
Jesus
Rios
Christ.
today.
Former WWE Cruiserweight World Champion.
No. Light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight champ. No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
He was also one of the when SmackDown rebranded the Cruiserweight title specifically. He was one of the first people to hold the Cruiserweight title.
Was he really?
Yes, he was.
I thought it was just the light heavyweight
No,
championship.
not that I'm aware of. Either way, a flippy guy.
Most known for bringing Lita to the WWE.
Yeah, tagged with Lita in 2000.
Greatest thing he ever did.
98.
98. Well, okay, so no, there was a Cruiserweight title because they were refeatured as a package deal after the Hardys on SmackDown briefly.
Yeah. Jeff was also like,
Um,
I'd say Rios is older than you think he is. He really is. He's been around a while. Because I believe he wrestled as the Latin Lover as well.
I'm going to say 56.
57.
How about 46 today?
46. Damn,
He's
a lot younger than I thought.
he was. Yeah.
Point.
Yeah, a lot younger than I thought he was. Here's with the next one.
He's almost younger than you.
This is Tank. Who? Who is this?
JTG.
That's JTG.
Oh my God, that's
Motherfucker.
JTG?
Money.
Wow. Okay.
Money. Hey, money. Money.
Yeah,
Yeah. I said money. Money. Yeah. He was part of a tag team with the late Shad Gaspard, who, again,
Prime time.
unceremoniously lost...
Brooklyn.
Lost his life saving his child.
Shad.
JTG, former WWE Tag Team Champion, former NWA Southern Heavyweight Champion, I think, or National Heavyweight Champion.
Jacked
for the
and
current
fucking
NWA.
juicy since he was in the WWE. I see those glasses are working well, Luke. Yeah, only what I mean. It's close. All right. I thought it was Tank. I think it's Offerman from NWA. He
How
also.
old's Orton? 43?
Well, yeah. I don't know. I think he's.
Orton's 10 years older than me. Orton's 43.
Yeah.
41. I'm going to say for
42.
JTG.
How about 39? No point
Motherfucker.
again.
God, he's looking-
You know, I was going to ask what Shad was late for, but I thought it might be disrespectful.
So luckily he can say that though because he's a Hall of Famer on Pro Wrestling Throwdown. So it's all in good jest.
Also, I'd like to remind you that you're older than JTG.
Who? You're older than Shad too, but
Hey, tomorrow.
what? I legitimately, before he passed away, I was older than him too.
Never mind.
God, you're the one with your head in the clouds, there, buddy. Mine was not meant to be a
You know that episode of Family Guy was too? He just goes.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about you all the time.
That is Rey Mysterio.
That's Rey Mysterio Jr.,
He's the Batman.
father of Dominic Guerrero,
No, he's not.
deadbeat dad.
He's a deadbeat father. The real father's just dead.
No. Multiple
He
time
was Dominic's godfather.
WCW Cruiserweight Champion, WWE Cruiserweight Champion.
The greatest mask of all time.
United States Champion, former multiple time World Champion, Royal Rumble winner. Lucha Underground?
Just had a cartoon debut on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
About luchadors?
He's also a promoter. Owns his own lucha
Beer?
company. Yeah.
Cerveza. Golden Cerveza.
And still always younger than anyone gives him credit for, because I still don't think he's in his 50s yet.
I'm going to say 51. Excuse me.
Now, do I back up what I said, or do I take a gamble? Because part of me wants to think he's 53. I hate this game. No, fuck it. You said 51? I'm
Yes.
saying 45.
How about 49?
Oh!
Oh, man. I thought he was
Oh!
in the 50s.
I would like to point out that when Dominic was little, Ray did have a custody match for him and won.
Yeah. Because
so he was not his real father.
he was a deadbeat father who lost his child.
Not even his real dad.
Well, Eddie helped him out.
Child Services put the custody of this wayward boy on the line at a pay-per-view.
That's the other one I was talking about.
Oh, this fucking idiot.
James Ellsworth. Any man with two fists. Was it?
I don't know.
A man with two fists can fight or something like that?
Yeah, but a man with no chin can't.
Yeah. Also, Cuck, who likes little children, so I'm just going to
fuck him.
say
35.
36.
How about 39 point?
I got that one.
Well, good luck.
I was so happy I got James Ellsworth.
Right.
I bet you are.
This
That's
is
Sun
Sunkiss.
Kiss.
One of the most talented, underutilized people on the AEW roster who got let go, and now has joined MLW and is fucking amazing.
100% pioneer in the trans community, especially in professional wrestling.
Now it goes by Exolicious.
Was
Yes.
tag team partners at one time with Joey Janela
Yep.
in AEW. I'm afraid to say not a lot of mainstream appreciation, but an incredible talent. Still very young.
Very young.
I'm going to say 28.
Ooh, 29, just because I think she's older.
How about 30 point Luke?
Damn. Good work.
Let's go to the
Look
12.
at this fuck. It's Sabu. He's an asshole.
Sabu cussed me out when I was 14 in the locker room. That's a true story.
I watched him put his hands on his wife, so he's a piece of shit.
That's a 100% true story. And then
100% true.
Then when I wrestled with him on another show, I reminded him of that like 8 years later, and all I did was laugh about it. Then they wanted to book Christian Rose against him, and Rose said he's not doing it. So they were like, Caleb, do you want to wrestle Sabu? And I was like, I will, as long as he doesn't hit me in the face with that fucking chair. And he did. So I put him in a front face lock, and I was like, please don't hit me with that fucking chair again, or I'm not letting you go. And he was like, no worries, brother. And I let him go, and he hit me in the face with a fucking chair again. I'd like to remind you the match was like 3 minutes long, and it was supposed to be a squash, and I was supposed to get my ass beat.
When you got hit in the face with
I got hit in the face with the chair twice in 3 minutes. And I asked him nicely not to do it one time. The only reason I got him a front face lock because I'm so much bigger than he is. Because he's a little guy. But he's mean as shit, and I'm betting he wanted to stab me. But I was dumb.
So how old is he?
Old as shit, or young as shit, depending on what makes him mad. I don't give a fuck. I'm not getting stabbed again. Been stabbed, it's not fun.
You have your Jack stamp of approval, you're fine.
That's true.
He's up there, dude.
Yeah, but not as much up there as a lot. 58 is my guess. No, 57.
I'm going to go 58.
Damn.
Point Caleb. Or Luke.
No, Luke.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Point! Wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Also on the 12th.
You flat earth. Piece of shit. Hello, nerd.
What's up,
If
nerd?
I had known that he was a flat earther, I would have found a picture
You
of
flat
him doing
earth.
something flat earth.
Army National
Well, he is.
Guard.
He's underneath Earth.
Constantly
That's
to bring to AEW with them was Flip fucking Gordon. Because he's awful. That being said, he's 29.
30.
Flip Gordon will be 32.
Ooh,
No
older
shit.
than I thought he was.
Wow. All right.
I'll take it. I don't really want the fucking point, but I'll take it.
All right, on the 13th of December,
Who we got next? Oh,
we
yes.
remember
Sylvester Ritter, otherwise known as the JYD.
JYD, baby.
1952 to 1998.
Junkyard Dog was in an automobile accident
Yeah.
outside of actually where I grew up, Benton, Illinois, on his way to St. Louis to wrestle for Shriners,
Yeah.
the children's thing, the show that Hulk Hogan was supposed to show up to, that instead the Macho Man stepped in,
Yeah.
which is where the Be a Man Hogan song come from.
Yeah.
Sylvester Ritter was predominant in...
The Louisiana territory specifically is where Junkyard Dog made his name.
Yes.
And before he got signed to the WWE, he was the top draw in Louisiana and one of the only names that could draw money in Louisiana.
Before he went to Louisiana, he got his start in Stampede Professional Wrestling.
And it wasn't
in Canada.
It wasn't until he started using drugs and started putting on fat weight and got out of shape that he lost his stride. When he got signed to the WWF, by the time he was there, he was already out of shape and couldn't work the way he used to.
Yes.
Same thing that happened to Koko Beware.
However, one of the most endearing professional wrestling characters out
But
there.
you want to talk about not being... Nobody in the Southern Territories in the 1980s, even up until like the early 70s, could not draw real money in Louisiana until JYD.
Yeah.
And every time they went to the Louisiana market, the motherfucker filled out every single gymnasium, every single fucking arena.
Also had really good blood feud in Canada with Bad News Allen.
Yeah,
Otherwise known as Bad News Brown.
And he was the number one draw in one southern state, but during that period of time was making more money from the Louisiana promoter, good lord, than Andre the Giant was making his international appearances, than Hulk Hogan was making in the AWA, than the Midnight Express was making in the NWA. He was one of the number 3 top drawing talents. And mind you, we're still talking the wrestling South in the 80s.
Yeah.
So let's put that into context because this was still a very backward period of time. But in the wrestling South, Junkyard Dog could make more money on any given night than Hulk Hogan could have dreamed of making for the next 4 or 5 years.
He single-handedly had the African-American backing in the WWE that they didn't have necessarily.
If Sputnik Monroe could have promoted Junkyard Dog, he would still have been promoting wrestling in the early 90s.
If you don't know who Sputnik Monroe is, please go back to the Tales in the Turnbuckle over the Mid-South Coliseum. Me and Max did a short 2-part video. Please go check it out. It is worth checking out. Rest in peace, Sylvester Ritter.
Rip Wheeler.
What we got next?
We have one birthday on the 13th, and then we have...
I hate him. The dude... Okay. Now look.
At one point...
Hold on. At one point was considered one of the top prospects in wrestling. Not a lie. Was king of Ring of Honor for a long time. Was king of Japan as far as the what's the word I'm thinking of? Outsiders.
Joshi? No, that's women.
No, that's women.
Gaijin? No.
Gaijin, yes.
Gaijin.
Crazy fucking lawsuit with another woman, and I'm not going to rehash the history because there are indie guys who watch this and they know it all and blah, blah, blah. Basically, gal exposes him for being a piece of shit. Wife finds out he's being a piece of shit to the gal. Courts get involved. Some shit's right, some shit's not right. Blah, blah, blah. Blows his career wide open. Takes zero accountability for it. Gets rebooked. Recycled. Put back on top in a lot of ways. Fucking moving and shaking. And then...
Hold on to your spit. What's going on?
Audio seems to be...
Yeah, we're lagging, and I've got a couple messages about it, too. Cleared, gets brought back to, gets a genuine second chance, and fucks it all up again by doing the exact same goddamn thing. The dude has been primed 4 times to be the next Goldberg. That's not a fuck... And we're not talking the next unbeatable bald guy. We're talking the next level stardom of a guy who can work. And his power and his fucking charisma. And he fucked it up with his personal life 18 fucking times in a row.
Right.
Useless. That being said...
56.
56?
Oh, wait a minute. No. 46. Sorry.
Oh.
46.
40? No, 35.
About 37.
Thank you.
Point.
I knew he was younger.
He looks older. Must be all that creatine he's stealing.
Oh yeah, then got arrested in
Oh,
Japan for
15.
stealing creatine. Forgot about that.
That is Mr. Don't Fire Eric.
That's probably the most underrated professional wrestler in the history of the business, Eric Young.
Former leader of Sanity, former group member of Team Canada, former
TNA Heavyweight Champion, TNA World Tag Team Champion, Impact World Champion, Impact Tag Team Champion, X Division Champion. The guy literally came up from the bottom barrel of TNA during the Endeavor Dixie Carter fucking Billy Corgan dispute. They end up firing him, and they make Jeff Jarrett make the call, which is super unfair, by the way. Then they ship him out. Then he becomes a free agent, goes to signs with the WWE, joins NXT, has an incredible run, comes up to SmackDown, gets released, goes back to Impact, gets his release from there, goes back to the WWE, sits on the shelf for over a year.
Well, he was going to be part of the Wyatt family
Until Vince came back and fucked it all up, and then went back to Impact, and is now, again, having one of the best heel runs in the business.
Yep, Eric Young is amazing.
And
Eric
you can't
Young,
put him down, man. He's a survivor. Single mom who works 2 jobs, loves her kids and never stops.
I was thinking of a different survivor song. No. Eric Young is 39.
40.
How about 44 on the 15th?
I'll take it. What's our score right now?
4-3. Luke's lead.
Okay.
This last wrestling
It's
birthday
a little closer this week, actually.
isn't quite a birthday. I mean, it is, but 1979 to 2020.
And Mr. Luke Harper.
Luke Harper.
Number 1, completely agreed, Derek. Too many times. Luke Harper, man. Talk about an out of nowhere passing.
Also, nothing leaked. Nothing come out of Sling. He leaves a mark and a void in professional wrestling of just really down to earth, great grappler, great big men professional wrestlers who have passed over the last couple years.
I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, me either.
We're going on 4 years.
Constantly reminded of how giving he was to his co-workers and his experience, always willing to work with everybody. Also, always checked on everybody on the road, took care of everybody, made sure people... like Natty Neidhart has an incredible thing where she was thinking about hanging it up. And they were sitting in catering, and she was looking at her bag, and she was like, I'm going home. I don't want to fucking be here anymore. I'm not getting used. And it was because he sat down with her and started making her laugh that she was like, okay, I'll finish the tour, and here she still is. Nicest guy, giving guy. I mean, worked his ass off for the business.
Also, a lot of people have said it. I do believe it. I believe that his passing was what eventually caused Bray Wyatt to die.
Yeah.
Broken heart from your best friend.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, John Huber. You will be missed.
Rip John. He was just
Still
about to be a huge superstar in AEW. Agreed. Was lucky to see him live one time in Tucson, Arizona. Rest in peace, Luke Harper. Absolutely, boys.
Absolutely, guys.
Rip.
Hit us with the next one.
Alright, celebrity birthdays.
That's
we got
Mrs. Bobby Flay.
And then stay with us for birthdays and bullshit, because we got, or for bullshit, I'm sorry, because there's a whole lot of fucking...
You know Bobby Flay got fired from the Food Network?
Oh, yeah? How many times?
I figured you were going to bitch about something.
Nah, he got fired from the Food Network for being a prick.
Yeah.
Also, every single time he was challenged by Gordon Ramsay, he always declined it for the Iron Chef challenges and shit.
Because he knew he'd lose.
Yeah, you're goddamn right. Fuck Bobby Flay. He also underpaid his fucking employees and he was abusive to the staff. She was abusive to the staff! That's a Sopranos reference. You're welcome. I'm well-rounded.
I enjoyed it.
That being said, that fucker is 53.
54.
He is 59 years old
Wow, almost 60.
Money keeps you looking that young.
Bobby
It's even
Flay.
5-3, Luke's lead, but Caleb, you got plenty of time.
This is Monique.
On the 11th. Yeah.
One of the original Queens of Comedy.
Yes. Also, fantastic on the BET's. What was it? Was her and another? They were wild. I cannot think of the name of the show. Anyway,
It's great. Soul playing.
really good and so playing. Yeah, one of the original Queens of Comedy. Monique has to be. She also was a former convict. I don't know if you knew that. Juvenile detention centers and shit.
I think Dominic was telling that story backstage
Jesus
in
Christ.
the interview I saw.
Dominic's real life fucking trauma. Okay. Monique.
How about 56 tomorrow?
Right on.
I was thinking way older. I'm real lucky.
Who is this?
Also tomorrow on the
She's
11th.
in,
That is Haley Steinfeld.
Yes.
Yeah, I only know her from Hawkeye.
I'm glad
Me
you
too.
do, because I don't.
Yeah, she's in Hawkeye.
She's Hawkeye's daughter.
No, she's the girl that follows Hawkeye during the Hawkeye series when he comes back from the Ronin, and he trains her.
Okay.
And then Black Widow's sister shows up to fight her. And she's in a couple other things, but I can't think of the name of them, but I know her.
Let me ask you a question.
Hawkeye.
I can't remember what.
Is this a recent photo?
I believe so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's young.
Then I'm
Tomorrow, tying it 5 to 5
Bitch! Sorry. Price is right.
on the 12th,
Rip.
1923 to 2023.
Yeah, we just lost him recently.
Almost made it to 100 years old, man.
Well, the price definitely was right.
You know what's bullshit? He spun that fucking wheel and only hit 99.
That was actually one of the big memes that went around.
Yeah. Ain't that about a bitch?
Y'all
Bob
should be ashamed of
Barker.
yourselves.
And I would like to tell everybody, Bob Barker didn't just want a piece. He wanted the whole fucking thing.
Also, he was going to take Jericho over his knee and spank him for being a bad boy on national television.
That's right.
I fucking love Bob Barker. Have your pets spayed and neutered.
And was banging all them Prices Right gals, and you
Yeah,
can't
he
tell
was.
me
He
he wasn't.
banging everyone. He banging 3 of them at a
Just-
time.
just-
All right, here's for the next one before
Yeah.
we get off on a tangent.
One birthday on December 12th.
That is Bill Nye,
The
not
science
the
guy.
science guy.
not the science guy.
Oh.
The British School of the British School of Columbia of Acting major, who has been doing professional theater and
He's
film.
Davy Jones. That's all you need to know.
Actually, I
Professional
was
theater
going
and
to...
film for over 50 years.
Not where I was going. Where I was going was Underworld.
Underworld.
Yes.
Is the main vampire in Underworld.
However,
Davy Jones is better.
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones was badass, but that's not what I remember him from.
He was also the lead demon in what is it? I, Frankenstein.
Yes.
Yes.
Badass film.
Again,
He's
done
good in every
a tremendous amount of
everything.
BBC.
I don't know what that is. But
Isn't that Angry Birds?
I'm not sure.
I
He
think it
was
is.
also Hephaestus in Wrath of the Titans.
Yeah. So how old was he?
Old.
I can't tell you.
Old. I'm going to say 74.
75.
How about 74
Motherfucker, that was a
on
good guess.
call.
December 12th?
Good call,
Thank you.
bro. Yeah, she's a
That's
trifling
Denzel Washington.
bitch indeed.
That, not
It's Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, it's Denzel Washington from John Q.
No, that's a
1950s.
completely different movie. You should be
That's
ashamed
the
of
remake from
yourself.
the
Jamie
1950s.
Foxx
Jamie Foxx, he was
played
like,
Shocker.
yeah, Electro.
Whatever.
Not Shocker.
Same time.
Ray Charles, the movie he did with
Tom Cruise,
Robert Downey Jr. in 2012 when he was a pianist.
the pianist.
No, it wasn't the pianist.
Or he was, no, it was he was a homeless guy.
Yeah.
It was called
I don't know.
the guy's family had died in 9/11.
Yeah.
And
Also, outside of that movie, has been featured on several Grammy-nominated albums. Produced Ed Sheeran's first album. Did some of the Soloist. Thank you, Derek.
the soloist. Thank you
Did a musical intro for because of his
for the
production.
Ray. Yeah,
The Negotiator.
He also
Living Color.
has a charity that gives back to impoverished black communities that he specifically tailors his work on with Harlem, where he goes and rehabs buildings and facilities for homing.
Can we not forget the Jamie Foxx show with him as and John Witherspoon played his dad. He ran a hotel.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Oh my God, so funny.
That being said, Jamie Foxx...
He actually just had a health battle not that long ago where they didn't think he was
Yeah,
going
they
to
thought,
live.
yeah, we had a lot of misinformation.
I'm going to say... I'm going to let you go first this time.
No.
You want me to go first this time?
No. Because I've only got one guess. I think it's 53.
I'm going to say 50.
How about 56 on December 13th?
Nice. Nicely done.
Still older than I thought.
Yeah.
A lot
7
older
to
than I
5, you got about 4 left.
All right.
right.
I can do
Coming
it.
from the
Still
bottom down
close,
here.
actually. Dick Van Dyke, what are you reaching back into like the 1800s for these fucking
First of all,
celebrities?
First of all,
I
I hope he trips over something and breaks his
We
fucking
have
neck.
gone-
How
that's
that-
actually
like
a
that?
recent photo, not from the 1800s.
I have gone on record
Looks like
numerous
Abraham Lincoln.
times said that Dick Van Dyke is my fucking hero. He still performs in his 90s.
Yes.
Today.
I can't tell
Still
you how old he
performs.
is.
I know he's in his 90s, motherfucker. It's Dick Van Dyke.
He might be, I can't tell you.
Pioneer of comedy, pioneer of musicianship, musical theater transition to television and film. Has starred in over 100 Emmy-nominated programs, including the shows that he wrote for as a comedy and shows that he wrote for as a drama. Has produced, or was a producer on Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Mary Poppins, and Bedknobs and Broomsticks, all of which were highest-grossing musicals of their year. Had one of the longest-reigning written contracts with Disney and Time Warner.
And he still wasn't the best Van Dyke. Motherfucker, if you even dog Luther from fucking Coach, me and you're gonna go on the ground. That's his brother, Jerry Van Dyke.
Really?
And he's fucking hilarious.
No shit, I didn't know that.
You remember Coach? You remember the show Coach?
That being said,
Yeah, that's his brother.
Dick Van
I
Dyke,
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think, is 95 years old.
I'm gonna go a little younger. I'm gonna say 92.
Well, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell you that Caleb wins on that point. But see, here's what scares me.
Is he 97?
Is all these actors, they keep dying at 99.
Don't you fucking do that to me right now.
We might only have one more year. He'll be 98 years old on the 13th.
Alright. So if anything happens to him, it's Max's fault.
That's
Right?
exactly
Because he's
how
the
I
one
heard
that
it.
pointed it out.
God damn you.
Couple more of the 13th.
I'm legitimately
Alright.
gonna cry right now, you prick.
Couple more of
Is
the
that
13th.
Ted Nugent?
That's my fucking Ted Nugent.
Or Tad, however you want to say it.
Whatever. I seen him live.
No,
He's awesome.
I'm really sorry to hear about Ted Nugent.
What'd you hear?
Well, nothing. I'm just sorry to hear about it.
He's Kid Rock's uncle. Okay.
Yeah, he's a fucking right-wing nutcase. Fuck
Let's
Ted
just go to
Nugent.
the age. Everybody knows who the fuck Ted Nugent is.
I don't know, 63.
64.
How about 75?
I got that one.
Point Luke.
Fuck him.
3 left.
So I could win this still.
Steve Buscemi.
Sausage.
Rockhound in Armageddon.
He's the only good person in a lot of Adam Sandler's movies.
The Boardwalk Empire, The Sopranos, both Emmy-nominated roles.
Okay, first off, all joking aside, Broadway Empire, or Boardwalk Empire.
Boardwalk Empire.
Empire.
I'm trying to think of some other serious roles. I'm sure that I could if I...
Con
Con
Air.
Air.
Con Air, that's
Con Air
right.
is one of my absolute
It's up
favorite
there.
roles
Yeah.
of his.
It's up there in my book.
71.
72.
How about 66?
Ah, damn.
So
Way
Still young.
younger than I thought.
Still
he was.
young.
There, but is I
What?
can you accurately define irony? It's Steve Buscemi. It's a giant clue.
It's a movie quote. Just bought the holographic Caleb in the Basket sticker. Nice. Thanks,
Attaboy,
Wolfie.
Wolfie.
Nice.
I can't think of the quote.
Define irony.
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Mr. Deeds?
I don't want the movie. I want the quote.
Yeah, another quote.
Oh, I don't know.
Define irony according to Steve Buscemi.
What is it, Max?
What is it?
Bunch of idiots dancing on a plane to a song made famous by a band that died in a plane crash.
Con Air.
That's. Hold on, repeat that. Bunch of idiots dancing on a plane by a band that died. Okay, that is technically
Yeah.
irony.
Yep.
People confuse the technical meanings of irony and coincidence all the time, but that's.
I don't
technically
care
irony.
if it's the actual definition or not.
But it's still right. It's still right. God damn it.
Alright, here's the next one.
Should I actually give Luke the point?
Man, you really,
Yeah, why not? You said you would.
you would,
Wait, no, you
no,
quoted
no.
it.
No, you quoted
You
it.
quoted
I didn't
it. Don't
get
give him
that.
that point.
Yeah.
You didn't get it.
You fucking.
I feel
But
kind
you
of
got
called
the
out
movie.
here
You got
Doesn't
the
matter.
because you put Caleb's favorite artist on the birthdays when we had
Yeah.
that picture of him at the
Well,
concert.
Wait,
I
no.
had to.
I can't help myself. I
Have to shake it off.
just love me some Taylor Swift.
Teardrops on your guitar.
Yeah, Tim McGraw and various others.
Yeah.
So are you gonna have
that
a,
I'm sure she sang.
You're gonna have a quiet day on the 13th, just by yourself in your room,
Well, yeah, because
locked with all your Taylor Swift.
you know I've
Lock of her
got
hair that
such
he
an
bought off
extensive
Etsy, yeah.
extensive T Swift. That's what friends call her.
They call her T Swift. What is Max allowed to call her?
Taylor.
Miss
Miss Swift.
Miss Swift.
Miss
yeah.
Swift for commoners. But You know, I sometimes I just sit back and I think, oh man, I'm gonna run a hot bath. Because if you know me, you know that I love sitting still for 10 minutes.
Oh
in
yeah,
hot water.
especially in a hot bath in your own filth.
Yeah, and I turn on some Taylor Swift songs.
All right, how old is she before this story gets way out of hand?
Hold on, such as
Literally.
It's already.
such as what the fuck is the name of a Taylor Swift song? Someone help me out here.
We knew that was.
They already said
We
that.
knew she was trouble when she
Yeah, I
walked
play
in.
that one and cry a little.
You would.
Well, yeah, because I just love her. Just
Well, you know that bad intentions don't make up for bullet holes because she's a gangster in that one song, Bad Blood. She talks about how a bullet hole.
a beef that she had with Katy Perry
Yep.
over dancers.
Yep.
So there you go, kids. I do know
So how old is she?
facts about Taylor Swift.
To eat beef.
That being said, Taylor Swift is 33.
Oh, I don't think she's that old. 30. I'm gonna go 34.
Well, she will be 34 years old on the 13th, and then we have
So she is
one,
33 right now.
I'm a
Frank.
Swiftie. I can't help it.
one final
Buddy,
birthday.
ain't nothing been Swift in my
And
gym since
Luke,
07.
if you get this, you tie.
All right, let's do it. That is fucking
Charlie Cox, baby! That
Daredevil
was the
himself.
name.
Yep.
The Daredevil. I'll be honest, that's the only fucking thing I know that guy
Me
from.
too.
On the 15th.
I'm gonna say he is every bit of 41 years old.
42, fuck you.
How about 41 years
Damn.
old?
Yes.
You tied it up?
Yeah, I did.
No,
That was,
tied it up.
yes, that was a tie.
Oh,
However,
but that's the last one, right?
there are some questions and bullshit that I will add. We'll go for points.
I'm in.
How about
Game
that?
on.
I'm in. All right. Hit us
Alright.
with the next one.
All right, there's a whole lot of lies. Everybody's gonna love this. Y'all stay
The
down.
lizard person is still on that.
I fucking hate it here.
Oh, that-
What does that goddamn mug say? The Illuminati, lizard people, chemtrails, flat earth, Bigfoot, aliens, and UFOs. I fucking hate it here. I'm gonna go home.
It doesn't say that.
No.
I added that bit in.
Oh.
I, before you accept
No
that
ad-libbing.
is disproved by science.
One more time. I before E.
Except after C, disproved by science.
That's terrible.
So that's. Do I have to explain the linguistics rule? Or can we just roll?
No,
with
it's
it?
supposed. It's
All
harder
right.
if you don't
No,
explain it.
just I
Alright.
suggest you wait, Caleb.
All right.
I suggest you
All
wait.
right, hit us with the next one. What does that say?
Still the best way to ride a Segway.
100%.
That's okay. If I had a Segway, that's fucking dope. I'd do that.
Yeah. All right, next.
Yeah, some of these are quick, some of these are.
Pluto hasn't made a full orbit around the sun since it was discovered in 1930. NASA, I wouldn't finish my job if I got fired either.
Fuck Neil deGrasse Tyson. Fuck you in your face. All right, next.
Like if you know what this is, share if you've used it.
For a point.
I can like.
There's a bust the door.
That is a post hole digger.
That's a T-post setter.
That is not a post hole digger.
Oh, well, what is it?
You were both wrong.
Is it a T-post setter?
Yep.
All right, then shut up.
Yes.
Doug got it right.
Also known as a post hole driver.
Driver, sorry. It's a PhD.
I'm
I
gonna
got
hold
one.
on. I'm gonna play the asshole and say it's not close enough. Don't give me.
However,
Yeah, John.
battering ram would be an acceptable answer.
No, I just
No,
like how we fucking
no
got so
more
serious
circumstances.
about it.
I thought it was a battering ram.
Well,
Well,
you're
it could be if you used it as one.
I mean, yeah.
The other end
I mean,
could
if
be
my
used
aunt
as
had
a
balls,
battering
she'd be
ram.
my uncle. So I mean,
Right, if my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bike.
What was that, Big John?
The other end could be used for a battering ram, I guess. Yeah.
It's a post hole
I-
driver.
Anything but used a battering ram. You
So
use it,
Johnny
right?
got that point.
It's
What's
a
next?
PhD. I got one of those too.
I used to be a fencer. That's why I'm in.
Read that for the people.
Due to recent trademarking issues, reports say WWE has decided to trademark skeet and will be replacing yeet with skeet going forward. All skeet skeet, motherfucker. All skeet skeet. Goddamn. And for those of you kids at home who don't know what skeet is, ask your parents, because if I tell you, they'll kick us off YouTube.
They will, especially him if he says it.
Ah,
It's dirty when it comes out of his mouth.
It's dirty no matter what.
It's dirty when it goes
that
in
was
too.
some weird-
Hit us with the next
When
one.
you come on someone.
Speed limit enforced by aircraft.
72 and a 55.
Take him out. I like that.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, I love this one. Rhea Repulsa and Goldom. Ain't that cool? Now you're gonna have dirty dreams later.
You're goddamn right I am.
Gold Dom.
Now fuck you. Rita Repulsa, my one true love. Toxic bitch woke up from the moon and thought, I'm just gonna ruin these kids' day. Makes me miss
All them kids. Fuck them kids. Next.
We need teenagers with that.
That's hilarious.
Batman got a Superman sweater.
What's up on the wall?
Pictures of
The Joker up top? Is that who that
That
is?
is. I honestly can't tell.
I can't either.
Yeah, no idea.
I do love that that Superman symbol looks like it has a Batman symbol in the middle of it.
Oh, it does.
No, I believe the top one is Bruce's parents.
And the other one's Thomas Wayne. It's pictures of their parents on the wall.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's one of them's parents and the other one's
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good drawing. Next.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, that is the giveaway shirt.
Nice. Well, there you go, y'all. Surprise ruined. I'm kidding. That's Max.
I didn't know it was supposed
no,
to be a
it's not.
surprise.
I'm just being facetious. Max put the shirt together, so that is the limited edition, one of a kind Christmas
One of a kind.
Pro Wrestling Throwdown shirt.
Show us
will
the
be
back of
issued
it, Johnny.
to the end of year of our winter here.
All right, hit us with the next one. Y'all
You've
have heard
of
about
Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for
Brock on a cock.
Yeah, I had to keep with the Christmas thing.
I love it.
it's a big ass rooster to hold that
Yeah.
big ass. Could you imagine that thing would have the size of a T-Rex?
It's coming for you.
Could you imagine the fucking the molting that rooster would do?
Yeah, a lot of it.
The size of those
Molt
feathers?
everywhere.
Just molting.
I like chocolate molts.
do
Where
like-
do pirates buy their hooks at? The secondhand store.
stores.
That's messed up. You should be ashamed
What's a
of yourself.
pirate's favorite letter?
I think it'd be R, but
But it's really the sea.
There we go.
Yeah, that's right.
for the too many times for you guys.
You're welcome. KFC, our spicy chicken sandwich hits harder than Will Smith.
Well, apparently. Did you know that Jada Smith came out and said that slap saved her marriage?
Yeah, made their marriage. I read that today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I did too. It's
Made their
stupid.
marriage even stronger, and she doesn't know
I
where they
thought I
be
would
when
leave
that
his side until he slapped little Chris
until he
Rock.
slapped Chris Rock. Then she knew. After, hundreds of millions of dollars and 5 children.
If she had as many penises that weren't Will Smith in her, sticking out of her, she'd look like a porcupine. Hit us with the next one.
You know what you get when you divide one Will Smith?
Hunan Dynasty Chinese Restaurant.
Tupac.
We not see your cat. Stop asking. That's our chicken. It's perfect.
That's fucking awesome.
That's completely different dynasty. That's Hunan Dynasty. That's Carbondale. Next.
That's
Here's-
Red Palace.
Here's another question for you guys.
I've seen these before, and I cannot recall what the fuck they are. At all.
Is it for shaping metal? Shaping horseshoes, rather?
No idea.
Yes.
Can't remember at all.
Just
I wanted to say it has something to do
yes.
with electricity, but I think I'm wrong.
No, you're both wrong.
Yeah.
No.
Johnny, what is it?
Go to the next one.
Goat's balls.
Oh! Sharpens razor blades.
Yes.
Right on. I did not know
Oh,
that.
you would hang those over a butcher station.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Thank you for fucking
anywhere.
In a barn,
Thank
yeah.
you for teaching me that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's cool as fuck.
Actually, Big John showed me a video of how they're doing it, and they put it one.
What-
I
what
believe
The
it was
piece
in- was in
behind
a-
it, that orange piece of glass, yeah, that's used to reshape the edges. And then you
Nice.
take
Okay.
those 2 marbles and slide it up and down and sharpen it.
I often slide
And
my
then-
2 marbles up and down.
In that
things.
video, I believe they put it in a razor, like to shave,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like an old school
Yeah.
razor blade sharpener.
as opposed
Yeah.
to razors that aren't used to shave.
as opposed to
Well, those are used to
some
cut,
people
and that's
do other
usually
things
down on
too.
Railroad Street. Next.
like cutting carpet.
Read that, please.
No, I don't think I will.
Come on.
Jack Black and Jack White are both talented musicians. I propose a head-to-head competition to find the ultimate musical Jack. We can call it
A Jack.
Jack Off.
Well, Jack Black wins, period. He
I don't
wins
know.
everything.
Jack White might jack it off pretty hard.
Yeah, but he's not going to be as entertaining doing it as Jack Black is.
That's true.
That's fair. Doesn't have the stamina.
He'll do those guitar sounds. You know.
That's exactly what I pictured in my fucking
Yeah,
head.
yeah. Jack Black, definitely. Next. Hey, look, it's young CM Punk with Finn Balor.
I hate everything about this picture.
It is CM Punk.
That is clearly not.
That is a young CM Punk.
That is not Philip Brooks, gang. Do not take that seriously. That is a kid in Ireland at the IWC dressed up like CM Punk.
Not CM Punk.
Standing. That's not who that is.
That was before AJ got a hold of
That's
him.
also not what happened.
That's druggy Punk.
That's nope.
It's
that's
a different kind
still
of
not Punk. Never. Nope. That's him standing next to Finn Balor, who just looks completely unamused.
Well, it's because he's standing that close to CM Punk. Next.
Farm fresh
Butt nuggets.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, that's. I mean,
Hey, sometimes you gotta have some butt nuggets. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
funky butt love.
Funky butt loving.
You just say funky butt.
Kick the Wolfman on the nards. Wolfman
Wolfman
don't have
doesn't
nards. Some broccoli. It's a family photo.
That's another
I never
AI,
seen this before, but it worked.
imaging.
Broccoli versus Bruce Lee. That's
The
fantastic.
internet's doing crazy shit today.
I'm either too drunk or not drunk enough, and I have not yet determined which it
What
is.
I want to know is why the
Well, it's-
Bruce Lee's trying to make broccoli eat broccoli. So if he eats broccoli, he's then a broccoli, right? It's kind of like the vacuum cleaner.
Yes.
You clean a vacuum cleaner, you become a vacuum cleaner.
No, goddammit. If you
If he
clean a
eats
vacuum
broccoli,
cleaner,
he becomes broccoli.
if you clean a vacuum cleaner, you become a vacuum cleaner.
That's what I said.
And if Bruce Lee eats broccoli,
He becomes
he's just
broccoli.
fucking Bruce Lee who ate broccoli. That's all he was.
So what's the other guy's name? Groot? Is he Brute for broccoli?
No,
Look at him, he kind of looks brutish.
okay, but here's. I understand all the broccoli, but I'm really trying to figure out what's up with the tray of
Pizza.
pizza. I imagine what is pasta with Parmesan,
Soy sauce.
soy sauce, a thing of tomatoes, 2 tiny croutons, whatever the hell that is.
That other broccoli on the right side, does that have a face on it?
No.
Be cooler if it did. Hit us with the next one.
Broccoli is drinking sweet tea.
Yeah.
There's a fruit that tastes like
Giggity.
there's a fruit that tastes like chocolate pudding.
Just fun fact.
What
There
is
it
it?
What's the
No,
fruit?
no.
Wait a second. You're telling me that on this segment of your show you found a fact where they said there's a fruit that tastes like chocolate pudding.
I forgot
And
to look
didn't
it up.
fucking Google which fruit it was.
I forgot to look it up.
God damn it.
Obviously.
We're
Big
looking
Ben
it up.
John, will you please do some
Or
work?
maybe I just wanted
The
to
rest of
leave
us.
everything on a cliffhanger.
Well, hold on. We're about to ruin that cliffhanger. Hold on just a second.
Black sapote.
Black sapote. Okay,
It's a persimmon,
Yes.
nice.
often referred to as the chocolate pudding fruit. This is because the flavor, texture, and appearance
Resembles a dense chocolate mousse or a
raw
raw
brownie batter. I kind of want to try that.
Me too.
I want some.
All right,
Your
man.
task next week is to bring us some black sapote. Motherfucker.
He's Indian. He knows where to find it.
However, I'm gonna put if you bring black sapote fruits, Max, I will dip out of. Not only will I dip out of the points race, I will give you all of my points and put you in first place. That is a 100% legitimate, real offer.
All right, here's with the next one.
Watch him fucking do it. I don't even care. What do you mean carpet's killing people? Carpet can't.
Can you see it, right? Stairwell.
That's a stairwell, yeah.
I understand the
Who the
idea
fuck
that
carpeted
it's
the
all
seats or the
crazy, but
steps?
Okay.
I don't understand why that would kill someone. You're still walking on steps.
No,
I'm
but
guessing they're
it's
talking about an
kinda-
optical illusion.
Yeah.
Because it looks like there's no steps there. It's
But
supposed
it
to
looks
be.
like it's moving.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like it's doing this.
No.
Yeah. Your eyes just don't work.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll remember that when I'm the only one who survives. What?
That's right.
What a shame that is.
You're optically blind.
By the way,
Yeah.
Max, let's take a walk. I know a perfect set of stairs.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you guys don't both step off the side. Next.
I before E, unless you're either weird, feisty, foreign from Beijing, if you're 18, if you're a weightlifter, or if your neighbors are caffeine drinkers. As an English major, that hurts me a little.
But it's
But
100%
it's
grammatically
100%
correct.
Correct, and I can't argue with it.
Yeah. Next.
Damn. Well, this is awkward. Venus, Mercury, Mars, Earth. Oh, you motherfucker.
I just saw it. I just saw the Earth.
Number
That is
one,
hilarious.
You did that shit to me on purpose, so I would have
I
to
found
look
the
at it.
picture. I didn't even make it. It was it's real picture.
Either way.
This was from a real telescope map.
Your ass. Hold on, this is how smart he is. He included the Pluto thing to make me look for a Pluto thing, so I would breeze
Overlooked,
past
I
the
did
fact
too. I
that
did
Earth
too.
was flat. Number one, Max.
Well
fucking
done.
Hats off.
Well done.
Second of all, I hate the guy who made this. I hate his mama. I hate his sister.
Oh, come on, man. What she do to you?
Nah, you don't know what she did to me.
Alright, I guess I don't. Next.
Well done. I didn't have time to jog this morning.
You say that every day.
It's a running joke. Would have been funny if it was Xavier.
That's terrible. You should be ashamed of yourself.
What? Damn, y'all just trying Caleb tonight.
I believe this is my last one.
Don't worry, kids. Your mother lets...
Nope.
Oh,
Reading it wrong.
sorry. But Santa, we don't have a chimney. How do we deliver our presents?
Don't worry, kids. Your mother lets me in the back door.
Until
Ho,
we meet
ho,
again.
ho.
Until we meet
Until we
again.
meet again!
He-da-dick, He-Man. Also, why does the kid in the toboggan look just like him? As a child? That's weird.
Because his mother lets him in the back door.
I don't think you know how
Understand.
that all
I don't
works.
think you understand what the back door means. Deliveries on Tuesdays. All right. Is that it? Is that our last one?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, God damn it. We're going to talk about this.
Don't bring it back. Don't bring it back. Please don't bring it back.
I fucking hate it here.
All right. Tell
wanna
the people
play.
where they can catch us.
No!
Come on.
No!
They get, you know they live for this part of this. Go ahead.
All right, y'all
Keep
can
in
find
the
us
ring.
over on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. You can follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. Send
It's
us an
excellent.
email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown1. You can find us over at streamlabs.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown or our official website, which is ProWrestlingThrowdown.com. Don't forget, up until now, if you bought anything, all of your money gets doubled in the free drawing giveaway. For the
Mr.
number
Wolfie buying the
Yeah.
holographic Caleb in a basket sticker.
Well, you know what? Sometimes they put baby.
You know what
in the
goes good?
Either way, thanks, kids. That's going to be happening. Also, we will take our holiday break this year as we normally schedule, so we'll be done at somewhere around or about the weekend before Christmas until the first weekend after New Year's. Is that what we normally do?
Yes,
Whichever it
first
is.
weekend after New Year's. Be ready for the Pro Wrestling Throwdown Awards, the PWTs.
Yeah, so actually, well, unless we do a show on Christmas Eve, next week will be our last broadcast.
Appreciate it. And I guess a Merry Christmas is in order, or Happy Holidays.
Well, we're almost there. Well, let's not. We may still plan a special or something.
There
about
might
the
be a
sequel,
special
so.
between. If you don't see us,
You'll see us next week for
yes.
sure.
Yeah, next week, and then
Yeah, and then who knows? So from
be
us,
January.
from us to y'all, as
Oh,
always.
before we do that, be sure to join Anna Fight Underground in Metropolis on January 11th for the next AFU show with a big surprise. Until then, as always, from Caleb.
I have been requested and contractually obligated to keep my fucking mouth shut.
From Caleb
To y'all.
and Max and Big Bad John, Sweet Tea, the professional, and myself, as always.
Keep it
it
in
in
the
the
ring.
Anyways.
Now that's